Live coverage starting soon. It's time for Kennett Indian football on your home for the Indians, KBOA FM Magic 105. Our broadcast presented by NEA Baptist Hospital, Baker Implement Company, and by Farm Credit Services of Southeast Missouri. Other broadcast sponsors include Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture and Appliance, McDonald's, Harris Pharmacy, Glen Sane Motors, Duncan Sheet Metal, Southeast Missouri State University in Kennett, Wayne Chiropractic, Sonic Drive-In, Kennett Board of Public Works, the Law Office of Todd and Atwell, State Senator Jason Bean, American Elite Realty, Danny Glass Sod Farm and Trucking, the Kennett Country Club, the Law Office of Peltz, McMullen, Edgington, and Morgan, Kennett Bowling Lanes, Dubs Clothing, Kennett Pediatrics, First State Community Bank, and State Representative Cameron Bunning Parker. Radio broadcast sponsors include FM Bank, Bullock Furniture, Skeeter Kell Sporting Goods, Ultimate Fitness, T.R. Baker Insurance, Jim Bollinger and Sons Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Plumbing, and by Kennett Trust Bank. And now, Kennett Indian football.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Kennett Indian football from Cape Central High School. We have all the action for you tonight. Darryl Wilcoxon alongside. I'm Perry Jones, Tad Jones running the cameras. We're on top of the press box here at Cape Central, and you can hear the wind blowing in our microphones. It is a windy evening here in Cape Girardeau. Winds right now out of the north, so it's really going to affect players going from south to north on the field, and will help the balls if you're trying to kick it or throw it from north to south here tonight. So we will see how it all plays out. Cape Central, a record of 7-1 on the season, and seems like I say this every week. This is probably the best team that we have played all year long, as Cape Central state ranked 8th in Class 5 football. We'll have more of our pregame show in just a moment from Cape Central High School. But first, we will tell you that one of our great sponsors is Skeeter Kell Sporting Goods. They're not just a name. They are a tradition. For over 60 years, the premier sports provider of area teams, coaches, and players. When you need sporting goods, it's Skeeter Kell. We'll be back with more from Cape Central High School right after this.
Good luck to all area teams from Danny Glass, your Pemiscot-Dunklin Electric Co-op Director for District 1. Danny Glass knows that participating in high school sports plays a huge role in developing the leaders of tomorrow. That's why Danny Glass is glad to help boost high school sports in this area as a sports booster. Again, good luck to all area high school teams from Danny Glass, your Pemiscot-Dunklin Electric Co-op Director for District 1.
Golfers, the two-person night golf tournament scheduled for October 5th at the Kennett Country Club has been moved to November 2nd. Call the Pro Shop and get your two-person team entered. These tournaments are always a lot of fun. Also, it's a great time to come out and play a round of golf. The course is in great condition and open to green fee players, plus cart rentals are available. Ask about the great membership specials. Come on out and hit the greens at the Kennett Country Club.
At First State Community Bank, we pride ourselves on our personal, friendly approach, and our commitment to the community makes us an effective business partner. That's why we're proud to announce that our efforts have earned us the title of Best In-State Bank for the state of Missouri, awarded by Forbes. We are incredibly grateful to our customers who allow us to be their trusted financial partner. Thank you for your confidence in FSCB and for this recognition as one of the best banks in the state. First State Community Bank. Success starts here. Member FDIC. Online at fscb.com.
Now is the time to get your air conditioner serviced for the warm days ahead. Let the experienced techs at Duncan Sheet Metal replace that old unit with a new high-efficiency unit to stay more comfortable during the upcoming warmer months. A new high-efficiency unit will pay for itself with the big savings you see on your utility bill. Turn to the experts at Duncan Sheet Metal today for service and installation. 601 Highway VV in Kennett.
Duncan Sheet Metal wishes Caleb Duncan and the entire Kennett Indian baseball team the best of luck this season.
Hi, Kennett Indian fans. This is Stephanie Pierce with Dubs Clothing at 709 First Street in Kennett, Missouri. Here at Dubs, we value connection to our community by offering a variety of quality men's and children's clothing, accessories, and grooming products. You can also find accessories and gift items for the ladies. Nothing speaks connection to the community like Kennett Indian football. And here at Dubs Clothing, we are all in. Wishing all athletes and coaches a safe and successful season. Roll Tribe.
Senator Jason Bean is proud to represent Southeast Missouri and the Boot Heel in the Missouri Senate, fighting for strong rural communities, advancing common-sense conservative policies, and standing up for personal property rights are Jason Bean's priorities for the 25th District. High school athletics is a positive avenue for our student athletes to build character, compete, and grow. Senator Jason Bean wishes all our student athletes and coaches a successful season. Paid for by JasonBeanForSenate.com, Lana Logan Temple's treasurer.
When your child is sick, you want a pediatrician you can trust. Dr. Andrew Beach has been serving the Kennett and surrounding communities for over 20 years. Dr. Beach provides preventative, chronic, and acute medical care for children from birth to 21 years of age. He is now accepting new pediatric patients. Call today to schedule an appointment for your child with Dr. Beach at 888-0001. 888-0001.
Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Beach, and on behalf of Kennett Pediatrics, we proudly support our Kennett Indians.
Perry Jones, Darryl Wilcoxon back on top of the press box at Cape Central High School. Tad Jones running our controls. Tad actually editing one of our commercials up here. Larry Boone called out at the Kennett Country Club, and they have a special deal starting soon, and they're going to be switching over to their winter rates, and that lets you play a round of golf with the cart for only $35. Now, we're going to have the commercial for you the next time it rolls around. Tad has just finished that, but that's a great deal out at the Kennett Country Club. Plus, next on the 2nd of November, they have their mixed pairs two-person night golf tournament. That should be a lot of fun. That will be November 2nd. It's just some of the stuff going on, and all their apparel now priced 25% off out at the Kennett Country Club Pro Shop. So if you're looking for something to do, you can't beat the special deals they're going to have going on here in early November. Looking back at this ball game, Cape Central, I mentioned they're currently ranked number 8 in Class 5 football, and they are a powerhouse, averaging 42 points a game and allowing just 13 points per game. Darrell Kennett's had a hard time scoring this season, and they've also had a hard time holding the opponents down from scoring, and that combination against a team like Cape Central, the Indians would really, really, really pull off a miracle tonight if they were to upset Cape Central here in this final regular season game.
This would be the time that I would normally say, boy, it's going to be a long night, but in football, high school football, once they get ahead by 30-something points, they start that clock running all the time, and so this may be a short night.
Well, just looking at a couple of common opponents that Cape Central has played, they beat New Madrid County Central 42-0, and they beat Poplar Bluff 49-6. So if that gives you any indication of what kind of tech or what kind of team the Central Tigers have this season, that's just a little bit of an indication for you. Thanks to all of our great broadcast sponsors, including T.R. Baker Insurance Company. They're an independent insurance agency with commercial and personal lines of insurance serving the area since 1966. T.R. Baker Insurance in Kennett. Our countdown to kickoff show continues. We're about 18 minutes away from kickoff of this Kennett at Cape Central. Back with more after this.
There's always something happening at the Kennett Country Club. Starting on November 5th, the Kennett Country Club will switch over to winter rates. This means you get a great deal when you come play a round of golf. 18 holes of golf with the cart, only $35. That's right, cart included, only $35. Plus, you can now save 25% on all apparel in the pro shop. Get your team signed up for the 2-person 9-hole golf tournament on November 2nd. There's always something happening at the Kennett Country Club.
At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we know that the days of parking your equipment in the shed after a long harvest and taking it easy for a while no longer exist. The business of farming is much more complex. We've been in the ag lending business for over 100 years, and we are ready to help your operation reach its best potential. We've got the loan and crop insurance products and the experience right here ready to serve you. We are your ag lender.
Your ag lender will always be there.
Contact Matthew Poole or Nathan Creed at 888-6624.
At American Elite Realty, your business is appreciated. They are locally owned and support the communities you live in. Their professional agents can help you find your new home or commercial property. They work closely with your lender to make the buying process easy. Contact a professional agent at 573-888-5373 or view their listings at AmericanEliteRealty.com. Tina Privet, broker, an equal housing opportunity company.
American Elite Realty is proud to support the Kennett Indians and wishes them a successful season.
At Todd and Atwill LLP in Kennett, your situation matters. They understand that unfortunate circumstances arise and are here to provide the legal services you need with integrity and care. Partnering attorneys Darren Todd and Lee Atwill are committed to providing the best legal representation possible. They specialize in personal injury, criminal defense, social security disability, bankruptcies, and more. Visit toddatwill.com for more information. Todd and Atwill LLP, proud to support the Kennett Indians.
Hi, this is Judith Davis with Southeast Missouri State University. Whether you're a new high school graduate, working professional, or non-traditional student, our regional campus in Kennett offers affordable 4-year degrees in psychology, agribusiness, education, and business. Our flexible programs help you get ahead at work, sharpen your skills, and land that next promotion. Call today to speak with an advisor about scholarships and financial aid, or visit us at 1230 First Street in Kennett or online at cmo.edu. CMO, your university, your hometown, where learning works for you.
At Harris Pharmacy, you can get all of your prescriptions in one stop, and we'll even remind you when it's time to get a refill with our MedSync and Refill Reminder programs. Hi, this is Darren with Harris Pharmacy. Stop by today at 1224 First Street in Kennett for your over-the-counter and prescription needs. You can come through the drive-thru, or we deliver for free inside the city limits of Kennett. We also offer flu, shingles, and pneumonia vaccines. Come see us today at Harris Pharmacy in Kennett. Good luck, Indians.
Perry Jones, Darrell Wilcoxon back at Cape Central High School in Cape Girardeau as Tad Jones running our video controls and Bonnie Lyons putting in a long, long day. We have a couple of games going on tonight. St. Jen is at Carruthersville. We have that broadcast for you over at KCRV FM 105.1 and also on the KCRV streaming platforms. And, of course, the Kennett broadcast coming up here on the KTMO streaming platforms, KTMO TV, and also on KBOA FM 105.5, Magic 105. That is your broadcast home of Kennett Indian Sports. We talked a little bit about Cape Central, Darrell, and they really feature a great running game. A couple of great backs. Thomas and Boyd, they're the two top backs, and they're two of the best in the area. A little difference in size between the two backs, as Zaire Thomas, he's probably their leading running back, senior, 5'6", 165, so not a real big back. And then they have Keyshawn Boyd. He goes 6 foot and 190, so more of a bigger running back in Boyd. And Thomas, just looking in the pregame warm-ups, looks like the speedster. Also saw him running pass routes and looked pretty effective. And they have been a great threat for Cape Central against the opponents this season.
Well, basically, you look at their record, you know that they've got good offensive tools. And like you said earlier, they only allow in the teens of their opponents scoring. So their defense is really good also. So, but to be 7-1 coming into this last ball game, you've done something right all season long.
Of course, they, just like Kennett, getting ready for district play that will start next week. Cape Central in a loaded Class 5 district, along with Jackson and other powerhouse teams in that. So it'll be interesting to see how much the starters get action here for Cape Central tonight, because they probably want to give them a little tune-up, but then they want to get them rest and hopefully keep them fresh. For the Kennett Indians, they'll have to go on the road opening round of their district, so we don't know where it will be, as Coach Webster thought it would probably be Park Hills. Could also be St. Genevieve.
Well, I looked the other day on the standings, and St. Genevieve was ahead of Park Hills Central.
They are. St. Gen is playing at Caruthersville, so that's a big game. And Park Hills is playing Farmington. So the results of tonight's game will probably determine the second and third seed. And Kennett will get extra points by playing a Class 5 school. So we'll see if we might move up a spot, even if we take the L tonight here at Cape Central.
Be hard to imagine moving up when you haven't won a game all season, but it is a possibility.
Well, the Indians are going to try to win this game. There's no doubt. No quit in this ball club as they get set to run out onto the field here at Cape Central. Not a very big crowd here at Central High School tonight. For a team that is 7-1 on the season, I would have thought the crowd might have been a little bit larger. I don't think crowd noise is going to be a factor. The factor will be the opponents wearing the orange and black here against Cape Central. We're going to take another pregame break. We're just inside of 11 minutes away from kickoff. Our countdown to kickoff show continues from Cape Central right after this.
Hey, this is Daryl Wilcoxon with Wilcoxon's Home Place on the South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. We're getting new products in every week and would like to help you make your place a show place. Living room suites, recliners, including lift chairs, bedroom suites, mattress sets with adjustable bases, appliances, and TVs. We have several payment options available. Come see us at Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture and Appliance, 901 South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. A family furniture tradition for over 70 years.
Baker Implement Company and Case IH are proud to support area high school athletics the same way we've supported our customers in the community for 85 years. Visit any of our 13 locations in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas to experience the power of red and the service and support that has kept customers coming back since 1938. Case IH and Baker Implement Company, supporting our community on the football field and in your field.
Big news from Kennett Bowling Lanes. Our skating rink and laser tag building are on the way. Adult fall leagues are forming now, and in November, kids can join our youth league and enjoy half-price practice games throughout the season. New party packages are coming soon, perfect for any celebration. Don't forget our daily food and drink specials and the newly improved Chiefs Club Dining Room, open daily at 11. Family night is every Wednesday with free bowling for kids 18 and under. Exciting stuff is happening at Kennett Bowling Lanes, where the fun never ends.
Come see Grace and Glow at the corner of Tico and 1st Street in Kennett. They offer 24-hour access tanning, so you can tan when you want to tan. Just $55 a month gets you unlimited tanning or single sessions for $8. They also offer the most popular weight loss shots, semaglutide and tirzepatide, plus Botox and Dysport shots, along with fillers to make you look your best. Be sure to visit their great boutique. That's Grace and Glow at the corner of Tico and 1st Street in Kennett.
At Sonic Drive-In in Kennett, our priority isn't just great service, it's great experiences. Whether you're coming for a cherry limeade on your lunch break or picking up shakes with your team after a big win, we're ready for you. Want a burger for breakfast or breakfast for dinner? No problem. We serve our full menu all day long, delivered with a smile. This is how we Sonic. Order through the Sonic app and get half-price drinks and slushes all day long. Open till midnight. Sonic Drive-In, 1101 First Street in Kennett.
Looking for a reliable, lightning-fast internet service that doesn't break the bank? Kennett Board of Public Works is here with their fiber optic internet service, starting at just $29.95 a month, with speeds up to 1 gigabit per second. And the best part? Kennett Board of Public Works is your local provider, committed to serving the community with top-notch customer service and a network you can count on. Experience the power of fiber optics. Sign up now and revolutionize your internet experience with Kennett Board of Public Works Internet Service. Looking for a reliable, lightning-fast internet service that doesn't break the bank? Kennett.
Here at Cape Central High School, we're on top of the press box. Wind's been blowing hard here, and could be a factor in this ball game. Tad Jones running all of our video controls. Tad is like a pack mule. He carries this equipment up and down the bleachers and up and down the steep steps and hot dogs.
Yes.
For the broadcast crew. Not Daryl. He does not eat hot dogs.
I don't eat hot dogs.
But I had to have my energy before the ball game. Good to have you along tonight. Kennett Trust Bank, one of our great broadcast sponsors on First Street in Kennett. Hometown banking with you in mind. Founded in 1963, Kennett Trust Bank, one of the oldest independently owned and managed banks in the area. At Kennett Trust Bank, you're not just a number. You're a valued community member who they're proud to call a customer. Member FDIC. Well, in just a few moments, there'll be a lot of games kicking off around southeast Missouri, and some of these games we'll be trying to follow. I was supposed to email Monty a list of games to follow. Monty, I forgot. Here's some games around the area. Last night, let me tell you about that. Portageville lost to New Madrid 28-27. New Madrid kicked a field goal in the final couple of minutes of that ball game. They were trailing by 2. They had it on about the 7-yard line and a fourth down from about the 7, and they brought their extra point kicker on, and he kicked the field goal, and New Madrid knocked off Portageville 28-27. That means Portageville probably lost a chance to have a home game in the opening round of the district. They'll probably have to go on the road. Barring some big surprises, they'll be at East Prairie. Other games going on tonight could have some implications about where the Indians go. St. Genevieve at Caruthersville tonight. I mentioned that game and our broadcast over on KCRV FM, also on the KCRV Facebook and YouTube channels tonight if you want to tune in and check the action there. As I guess if you want to go to Park Hills, you kind of want St. Gen, maybe, I don't know. I have no clue. So wherever it plays out, that's where we're going to be. Another game that will have some implications to where we go. Farmington at Park Hills Central tonight. So right now it's kind of a toss-up. Do we go to Park Hills Central or will we go to St. Genevieve? Of course, we played St. Gen earlier this season, and the first half pretty much in a driving rainstorm. Kelly is at Chaffee tonight. Sykeston at Charleston. Scott City at Dexter. Fredericktown at East Prairie tonight. Hayti at Malden. And Valley Catholic at St. Pius up in Festus. That's other games around the area as the team captains about to make their way out to the field. We're going to take a break, come back, and have our coin toss right after this.
Here is a little reminder from your friends at Peltz Title. When it's time to buy property, sell some property, or refinance a loan that involves property, don't forget those parts of the transaction that absolutely have to be done right. The preparation for closing and the closing itself. If you are a buyer, you want the confidence that title insurance from Peltz Title will give you. Are you the seller? You need to be sure that the promised proceeds are where they are supposed to be. Request Peltz and let the experts at Peltz Title close your deal.
Hi, I'm Dr. Wayne. I'd like to invite you to Wayne Chiropractic. Come on in.
Hi, I'm Melissa Morgan. When you're ready to schedule an appointment, just call Wayne Chiropractic.
Soy Gabriela García. Síganme y el Dr. Wayne los ayudará a estar mejor.
Wayne Chiropractic offers DOT, sports, school, and pre-employment physicals and now accepts Medicaid. Learn more at KenmoChiro.com or stop by Wayne Chiropractic at 913 St. Francis Street in Kennett. KenmoChiro.com. At McDonald's, we're passionate about our food. From adding more balanced options to our Happy Meals to serving up fresh beef quarter-pounder burgers cooked when you order, we're always finding ways to show our commitment to our customers and our food. Download the McDonald's app to get access to exclusive deals, order ahead and pass the line, and join My McDonald's Rewards to earn points to redeem for free McDonald's. Stop in today. McDonald's, a proud supporter of the Kennett Indians.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us be a part of your family and for trusting us with the ones you love the most. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of those lifelong memories. Thank you for taking us on the job and for putting us to work. Thank you for choosing us for your first vehicle and for every vehicle after. Thank you for trusting us for 70 years.
The human body is capable of the extraordinary. As well as the not so extraordinary. No matter your skill, restore your peak performance with the Orthodox, a dream team of orthopedic surgery. Get back in the game with the Orthodox at NEA Baptist.
Perry Jones, Darryl Wilcoxon back at Cape Central High School. Tad Jones running our controls in a special ceremony for Coach Gibbs here before this coin toss as the captains for both teams making their way out to the field, center of the field. We're going to see who gets the football, and Coach Gibbs out there with Coach Andrew Webster as the coaches shake hands. Coach Gibbs, a lot of his former players also here in attendance tonight as they honor Coach Gibbs, a great history, great football coach here in Southeast Missouri. And he has a very good ball club, 7-1. The Tigers looking out there at the Indians. You know, I don't think we've had a ball game yet this season, Darryl, that we've got off to a good start in. We've been down early, and it's really hurt us.
Yeah, we've even on the times that we wanted to take the ball, which wasn't very often because Coach Webster likes to wait and get it in the second half, but even the times that we have elected to take the kickoff, something happened and we did not put any points on the board, and then we kind of, for lack of a better word, shot ourselves in the foot, gave it up, either an interception or fumble or too many penalties. Just a lot of things have not gone correct for the Kennett Indians this season. But
and Coach Webster made the comment, and it's absolutely true. The Indians play their JV on Monday night, sometimes on Tuesday. They only had 6 players on that game Monday night that do not play on Friday night games. So that's how young this team is.
Well, I've made mention that they only have 6 seniors.
Yes.
And they've got I want to say 20-something freshmen and sophomore on this team. And so it's or 19 or something like that. But a lot of underclassmen on this team, and their JV record is not bad. And so maybe that's hope for the future.
Well, and these guys are getting a lot of varsity experience against some very good teams.
Yes.
They have seen a lot of them this season, that's for certain. And probably the best of the bunch coming up here tonight as we get set for action here from Central High School. The Indians are going to get the football to start the ball game, and will be going into the wind. So the Indians, if you're not watching our video broadcast, they will be going from right to left, and that is from south to north. And that wind coming in from out of the north. Central will kick off, and they'll have the wind behind them here. Ultimate Fitness, located at 1012 St. Francis Street in Kennett. You can work out on their new equipment with convenient 24-hour access. Great facility. Go by and see them. Ask about their great membership plans. Kick is underway, and it's a booming kick. This one's going to easily get into the end zone. Thank goodness. Indians almost touched it before it got to the end zone, but that one would have went out of the back of the end zone. It was high or up in that wind, and I was afraid we were going to knock it down at the 1, and then we would be in all kinds of trouble.
We didn't need to start that way. At least we get it on the 20, and that's not a bad place to start. A whole lot better than some of the spots we have been.
Well, the Indian offense out first, and again, they will be going into the wind here in this opening quarter. Cape, the Tigers are just so much bigger. You're looking out on the field. A big power package out there for the Kennett Indians. Look like we may have a direct snap here, Darryl. It is going to be a direct snap, and the Indians are going to run it over the right side. This is certainly a little different look. Kevin Thompson with the carry. Big senior Thompson picks up a pair of yards on the play. But they are, they went with their big jumbo package. Now the quarterback, Ty Jones, coming in. They'll probably get to a more conventional set. Even with the big package, we're not as big as Cape Central.
No, I look down there and I'm thinking, gosh, this looks like a college team playing a junior high team. They've got some big guys.
Indians put a couple of extra blockers in the backfield. Full house backfield for Jones, and he'll hand it off going straight ahead, the ball carrier. And I believe that was Nick Fonda. And he might have gained a yard on the play. Not much there for Fonda. It'll be 3rd down and long for the Indians. Crowd noise not going to be a factor. A small student gathering here tonight for the Tigers, and the home crowd also not very big. Several folks from Kennett making their way up to Cape tonight. We need about 8 yards to move the chains. It says 7 on the scoreboard, but if we get 8, it won't be much past the sticks from where they are. Again, full house backfield. Jones awaits the snap, and he will hand it off. Trying to go to his left is Hollywood, and there's a lot of pressure. He's going to lose yardage. Back to the 19, and the Indians are going to have a 3 and out and have to punt it away into this very, very strong wind.
Yeah, I don't look for him to get much of a punt. I'd say that he's probably going to get that ball probably around the 40-yard line, if that good.
Right now the Tigers don't send anyone back, and now a return man going back. I believe that is Josh Guyton, one of the seniors on this ball club. Jones moves back into regular punt formation. Gets the snap, and a punt is underway. Not a bad punt, but it's taken on the run. Now fumbled. Indians fall on it. No, they're still fighting for it, and I think the Indians got it. They did. Great job downfield by the Indians. And coming up with that football.
Was that Austin Gaddis?
That was Austin Gaddis hustling Austin down the field and fell on the football.
Oh, no, now
they're going to say it's Central football. I bet Coach Webster wants to have an explanation about this. The officials talked it over, and now Coach Webster is out on the field, and he wants to. Tad is going to show us the replay here.
It did look like from the naked eye up here, which is very far away, that Gaddis fell on it first, but then it came out from under him and Cape Central got on top of it. But
I didn't see Kennett celebrating like they normally would.
No, they weren't.
The players.
They weren't very ecstatic.
No. So that could be a giveaway. Coach Webster off to the sideline. Well, our hopes were up for a moment. Was a pretty good kick by Jones. Went out to about midfield. After the fumble, it was recovered on the 43 of Kennett. Ogles, the big quarterback, hands it off to Thomas and goes straight ahead, breaks a tackle, breaks another, and gets down to the 31-yard line. Going to be enough for a Tiger first down. Zaire Thomas, 5'6", 165.
Well, he's got the moves and he's got the speed.
Yes, he got it both. And showed a little bit of power that time as well. Chapman Ogles, their quarterback. Good height, 6'3", 185. He's a senior. Both backs in the backfield. Now a false start will back the Tigers up 5 yards. Keyshawn Boyd that time had the carry. He's the second back in the formation.
He's what they call the big back, correct?
He's the big one, 6 foot, 190-pounder. Penalty puts the football back at the 36-yard line. Now 3 receivers left for Cape Central. And the big back gets the carry, and Kennett, good job defensively. Gaddis again right in the middle of that action. Only going to pick up maybe about 2-3 yards on the play. Second, we'll call it 12 coming up for the Tigers from the Indian 33-yard line. Hear the wind blowing. It's at the back of Cape Central as they work here in the first quarter. Single receiver slot to the right, 2 to the left. Back of the backfield to the left side of the quarterback, man in motion. Now a man up front will move, and another false start penalty against Cape Central. Makes it 2nd and 17. They're kind of shooting themselves in the foot here on this opening drive.
You know, as tough as it is going into the wind, it can also, if they decide to throw it, it can also be difficult for the quarterback throwing with the wind because you don't know how hard to let it go. You don't know if the wind's going to control it much or whether you need to put a zip on it or just let it float. Or
one other thing, we have to remember, they also muffed that punt that was almost a turnover. Now a couple of false starts. 2nd and 17 for the Tigers. Quarterback has the snap, and he's going to throw. Steps up in the pocket, has room to run, and he's off. He's inside the 30, inside the 20, and rumbles down inside the 15 to the 14. Going to pick up the first down. Ogles with a scramble, and he had tons of running room just right up the middle of the field. First and 10 coming up for Cape Central. Football at the 14-yard line of Kennett. 7:35 to play here in the first quarter. 3 receivers go to the left. A running back to the left of the quarterback, Ogles. Now coming in, Zaire Thomas. He goes in motion, circles back in the backfield. They'll hand it off straight ahead, rumbling into the end zone for the touchdown. Cape Central, and that is Delkin Pittman. Pittman is listed as a quarterback, but that time he was a running back. And it's 6-0 Tigers.
even with the penalties and they didn't take much time getting down the end zone.
They'll try to tack on the extra point here, scoring on their opening drive. Short field, 43 yards, the touchdown drive for Central. Now Kennett jumps offside. Unless...
I actually thought they moved.
Yeah. No, nope. They're going to say offside. Almost all the team went across the line of scrimmage. Boy, that wind is blowing. It's at the back of the kicker. Distance will not be a problem. I saw him kicking 43-yard field goals going the other direction in pregame warm-ups. And this one is up and good. 7-0. Tigers. Indians get it when we return in 1 minute.
Good luck to all area teams from Danny Glass, your Pemiscot-Dunklin Electric Co-op Director for District 1. Danny Glass knows that participating in high school sports plays a huge role in developing the leaders of tomorrow. That's why Danny Glass is glad to help boost high school sports in this area as a sports booster. Again, good luck to all area high school teams from Danny Glass, your Pemiscot-Dunklin Electric Co-op Director for District 1.
Fine. Indians get the football back after the Tiger touchdown. This one's high, deep, and almost out of the back of the end zone. Indians again will take over on their own 20-yard line. 7:13 to play in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Cape Central as they score on their opening drive of the ball game. Jefferson leads St. Vincent 7-0. Monty working hard, getting his scores coming in. I mentioned this, Monty has long Fridays. He gets to work about 4 in the morning, and you know what time our high school game's in. So it's a long day for Mr. Monty Lyons. We appreciate his help. Indian offense out for their second series. Again, a different look. Full house backfield as they'll shift a couple of blockers over to the right side of the formation. Jones takes the snap, hands it off. Now getting wrapped up around the corner is Hollywood. Antonio, the freshman, lost a yard on the play. One thing we see right away, Darryl, we're not going to out-quick Cape Central, even with our quickest player possibly. We're not going to outrun them on the corners.
No, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't know what to say we should do because we've tried the big old jumbo package and that didn't do anything. And first 2 running backs haven't done anything.
And you're going into a strong wind. It's not like we can air it out. Extra protection in the backfield with the 3 backs along with the quarterback Jones, and they'll hand it off straight ahead. And oh my goodness. That time Nick Fonda, he was hit about the time he got the handoff, and the loss is back to about the 16. Not a chance that time as they're going to spot him down at the 17, but boy, they blew that one up. It's 3rd down and 12 coming up for Kennett.
They were in there in a hurry.
Receiver to the right, a receiver to the left. To the left is Caleb Duncan, the Kennett senior. Jones out of the shotgun. Tigers show blitz. Now the linebackers will drop back a couple of steps. Jones has it, fakes the handoff, rolls right, looks downfield, throws over the middle, and the pass is
incomplete.
Nope, they're going to call it complete.
Really?
Yep, out at the 29-yard line.
I did not see that happening.
He got down and got it. That was Caleb Duncan. Great job going down and getting the low pass. That's going to bring up 4th down and 1 for the Indians from the 29. I don't see us punting it away here, Darryl.
Well, I don't either. I think we're at a point in this game against this opponent that it doesn't matter where you give them the football. They're gonna move it anyway, so you might as well take the chance and try to get this first down.
Well, here we go, 4th and 1, and we do appear to be going for it. That big, heavy package is back in the backfield for the Indians. We saw a direct snap to Kevin Thompson, and now Kennett will take a timeout. 4:55 to play in the first. 4th and 1 coming up from the 29 of Kennett when we return in 30 seconds.
At First State Community Bank, we pride ourselves on our personal, friendly approach, and our commitment to the community makes us an effective business partner. That's why we're proud to announce that our efforts have earned us the title of Best In-State Bank for the state of Missouri, awarded by Forbes. We are incredibly grateful to our customers who allow us to be their trusted financial partner. Thank you for your confidence in FSCB and for this recognition as one of the best banks in the state. First State Community Bank. Success starts here. Member FDIC. Online at fscb.com.
Well, if the Indians have a player that I would put my money on to get a yard when you need it, it'd be big number 66, Kevin Thompson. And Kevin is in the backfield as they have the muscle back there. They need a yard from their own 29-yard line. 4th and 1 for the Indians. They take the snap. Running right is Kevin. He has a first down, and he rumbles for a little extra more before they finally throw him down out of bounds. Great job by Thompson getting the carry and the first down, and the Indians move the chains. See where they spot it. Looks like about the 37-yard line. Make it to 38. Nose of the football hitting the 38-yard line. Indians pick up the first down.
Carried it twice. He's got 6 yards. I just don't know that he'd want to run that all the time, but.
Well, we got the smaller package in there. 3 backs in the backfield. Ty Jones, the quarterback. Now shifts one of the backs over to his left, and they'll pitch it out to the left side, Hollywood. And again, he has company in the backfield, absolutely nowhere to go. Lost his back to the 36-yard line. We're not able to block these defensive players for Cape Central up front. That's just blowing those plays up. Lost his back to the 36. That's a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12 coming up for the Indians. Like you say, I don't think we're going to run Kevin Thompson every play of the ball game, but Big Kev is out there.
But I think
they're going to go once again. Yeah, he's back on the line. We're going to go once again with a smaller package out on the field. Jones takes the snap, looks to throw, throws over the right side. The pass is complete, and that's a first down for Carson Manley. No, just a yard shy. Manley caught that in traffic. Beautiful throw from Ty Jones. Put it right on Manley, the junior. Football out to the 37-yard line, and the Indians are going to need a yard on 3rd down. Third and 1 this time. And the smaller running back package out there with Ty Jones. Receiver to the right, one to the left. Long look over to the sideline, just inside of 3 minutes to play first quarter. 2 seconds on the play clock. Hand it to Fonda, cuts outside, and that's not where you need to go. You got to go north and south, and we're going to lose a couple of yards on the play, and now it's going to be 4th and 3. Boy, you cannot cut it outside against Cape Central. They will swarm you under, and that's exactly what happened to the sophomore Fonda.
They're going to be generous and give them to the 46.
46, and we have to get to the 48, so 2 yards on 4th down is needed.
I think anytime it's that,
here's
just
that
need
big
1
package
yard
in there again as the big guys are in there, and we need 2 this time, Darryl. Direct snap to Thompson. This time he runs left, runs over a man, stays on his feet, and the wrestler dives forward.
He got it.
And he's going to have a first down. That was all Kevin Thompson. That wrestling background, you saw it then. He was giving stiff arms and out of my way, and Big Kev picks up the first down out to the 49-yard line. How do you like that? 2:05 to play first quarter. Indians trailing 7-0, but we moved it out to the 49-yard line. Something for our district opponents to think about.
Well, yeah, they look at if it remains at least at this, and they look at the score and they say Cape 7, Kennett 0 after the first quarter.
Well, let's score a touchdown, guys. Duncan out to the left, Manley out to the right, 3 backs in the backfield. And Jones is going to roll right, looks downfield, now throws it back, has a man wide open, Hollywood. Down the left side, across midfield, cuts back inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Ty Jones to the freshman Antonio Hollywood. Great play design. Everybody was looking to the right. They go back to Hollywood, and he has a big gain, and Indians 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line of Cape Central. Good drive underway for the Indians. It started on their own 20-yard line. Let's finish it off, guys. Out to the right is Caleb Duncan. Receiver out to the left is Antonio Flakes. 3 backs in the backfield. Jones takes the snap. The front back gets it. Here's a nice run inside. Fighting for yardage, and down to the 31, the running back. And that time it was Nick Fonda. He picks up about 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2 for Kennett from the 31. I think this offensive scheme has confused Cape Central a little bit. We haven't seen it this year.
This has been something that they haven't shown at all, especially when they bring the jumbo package out, and I'm thinking, well, okay.
3 backs in the backfield again for Ty Jones. These are the smaller running backs out there on the 2nd and 2. Jones takes the snap. Hands off over the right side, diving forward. Short gain on the play that time. As Cad Cunningham gets the carry. Might have got a yard on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and about a yard for the Indians to move the sticks. And that'll end the first quarter. Quick first quarter, 7-0 Central, but the Indians knocking on the door. It's 3rd and 1 from the 31 when we return for the second quarter in 1 minute.
Now is the time to get your air conditioner serviced for the warm days ahead. Let the experienced techs at Duncan Sheet Metal replace that old unit with a new high-efficiency unit to stay more comfortable during the upcoming warmer months. A new high-efficiency unit will pay for itself with the big savings you see on your utility bill. Turn to the experts at Duncan Sheet Metal today for service and installation. 601 Highway VV in Kennett.
Duncan Sheet Metal wishes Caleb Duncan and the entire Kennett Indian baseball team the best of luck this season.
Hi, Kennett Indian fans. This is Stephanie Pierce with Dubs Clothing at 709 First Street in Kennett, Missouri. Here at Dubs, we value connection to our community by offering a variety of quality men's and children's clothing, accessories, and grooming products. You can also find accessories and gift items for the ladies. Nothing speaks connection to the community like Kennett Indian football. And here at Dubs Clothing, we are all in. Wishing all athletes and coaches a safe and successful season. Roll Tribe.
Indians start the second quarter from their own 31. They need about 1.5 yards to move the sticks. The big running back package is in there. Direct snap again to big Kevin Thompson following his blocks. Cuts it inside. Rumbles inside the 30.
He's still going.
Still fighting. Kevin's on his feet. Inside the 25 and down to the 23. Kevin Thompson will not stop until the whistle blows, I'll guarantee you. And that'll move the chains. Another Kennett Indian first down. What? Yeah, Derrick Henry. 1st and 10 Indians from the 23-yard line. Tad Jones running our camera controls just down to our right here. You hear the wind in our microphones tonight, as the wind blowing out of the north. Pretty good. That's at the Indians' back here on this drive. 1st and 10 for the Indians, and the handoff straight ahead. Good running room out to the right. Now diving inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line is Fonda. Well, I tell you what, the Indians opening up some holes now, Darrell. They're moving the football. Cape Central only allowing 13 points on the average on the season, playing Class 5 football. So this drive has taken a lot of time off the clock for the Indians. Let's get it in the end zone, inside the Case IH Baker Implement red zone now for the first time, the Kennett Indians.
As they hit that tall Zane Franklin.
3 backs in the backfield, helping block for the quarterback, and Jones is going to keep it. Jones runs left, and he's going to lose yardage. Boy, they just can't dance it to the outside. Cape Central is too quick. That's going to be a big loss on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd and 8 coming up for the Indians. Plays so far for the Indians have been pretty much straight up and down the field. When they start dancing around and cutting outside, it is not successful against this swarming Cape Central defense. 4-down territory, couple of receivers out. Caleb Duncan to the far side. Carson Manley to the near side. Indians need 8 yards. Jones awaits the snap with a couple of blockers helping him in the backfield. Throws it down the left side. Nobody home. That is out on the track and out of bounds. Had a man streaking toward the end zone, but Jones threw it away, and it's going to be 4th down and 8 for the Indians. See if the Indians can convert another.
I knew they were going to do that.
What did they
just threw a flag. Intentional grounding.
Yeah. Well, there was nobody out there. That one was almost across the track.
I mean, he had to hit the guy doing the 880 out there because.
Now that's a penalty that will put the Indians back at the 27-yard line. They will have to get down to the 13 to move the chains. A costly penalty. And it is 4th down because not only that, it's a loss of down penalty. And I think we're going to have a timeout. Kennett's going to talk things over. 9:40 to play, second quarter. 4th and 13 coming up in 30 seconds.
Senator Jason Bean is proud to represent Southeast Missouri and the Boot Hill in the Missouri Senate, fighting for strong rural communities, advancing common-sense conservative policies, and standing up for personal property rights are Jason Bean's priorities for the 25th District. High school athletics is a positive avenue for our student athletes to build character, compete, and grow. Senator Jason Bean wishes all our student athletes and coaches a successful season. Paid for by JasonBeanForSenate.com, Lana Logan Temple's treasurer.
Well, do the Indians have another big play in them to keep this drive alive? They need 13 yards on 4th down. Football at the 26-yard line of Central. Jones by his lonesome. 4 receivers to the near side. Needing 13 yards, and here comes the pressure. Throw it corner of the end zone. Man downfield.
Oh, throw a flag.
And
yes.
An interference penalty is going to give the Indians the first down. Zane Franklin, the sophomore, had coverage down in the back of the end zone, but contact, and that should give the Indians the yardage they need to keep this drive alive.
Well, that's the guy I want them to throw it to more often.
Zane is 6'3", 170-pounder, just a sophomore, but good size. Also Antonio Flakes, he's 6'2", so he has some big receivers we can put out in those patterns. Now the officials have yet to mark off the penalty. Now they're stepping it off. Now they stop. They look back, and now they continue their march toward the south. They're going to put it down at the 13-yard line.
We'll take it.
So after the mark off, it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Kennett Indians from the 13. Let's get it in the end zone, guys. 9:34 to play, second quarter. Central leads the Kennett Indians 7-0. A long, time-consuming drive for the Indians. That jumbo package is out on the field for the Indians. We've seen Kevin Thompson get the direct snap several times out of this formation. And he gets the snap again, follows the blockers, cuts left, rumbles, and a flag's going to come in, and a hold's going to back the Indians up about 10 yards. That was a pretty obvious hold over on the left side as Kevin was following his blockers, and that's going to make it 1st down and 20 for the Indians after the holding penalty. One advantage this drive, Darrell, that started on the 20. Now they've moved it. They had it down on the 13, but they've ran a lot of time off the clock.
Oh, yes, and that's good for Kennett because that keeps the ball out of the hands of the Cape Central Tigers.
Now we want to finish it off with points on the scoreboard. That would really be a shocker when that score goes out. Kevin Thompson again awaits the direct snap for the Indians on a 1st and 20 from the 23. Kevin gets it, runs straight ahead. About 5 Tigers wrap him up and pick him up and set him down back across the 30. He might have got a yard on the play. Not much running room inside for big Kevin Thompson that time. You hear the wind howling. Indians have the wind at their back here.
And you heard Perry Wright, if you just now joined it, he did say Kevin Thompson. I mean,
yeah,
big number 66 usually on the line, and he's carried the ball several times.
He has been very effective and opened up some other plays for the Indians. Now 4 receivers stacked out to the right side. Jones, the quarterback. The Tigers will probably bring heat. Jones gets it, rolls right, throws a little screen pass to Flakes. Flakes has it. Rumbles inside the 20, lowers his shoulder, and gets down to the 18-yard line. Another big target. Antonio goes 6'2", 205, a sophomore, another youngster on this team. Folks, have some patience. We're going to have some players coming up that's going to have tons of experience. But right here, it's a 3rd and 15 for the Indians. Two receivers near side, two to the far side. Caleb Duncan split out far to the left. Zane Franklin in the slot to the left side. Jones takes the snap, looks left, throws, and intended for Duncan, who was running a crossing pattern, and he threw out toward the sideline, and it's incomplete. Now it's going to bring up 4th and 15 for the Indians. Might have had a couple of pass plays that we had confusion between the quarterback and the receivers. The intentional grounding was one when.
Yeah, I don't think the receivers were in the spot he thought they were going to be, and he just knew to just throw it.
Caleb had some space running across that crossing pattern, but it's incomplete. Indians need 15 yards to keep this drive alive. Jones takes the snap, being pressured, rolls right, has some running room. Now he's going to try to throw it, and just throws it out of the back of the end zone, and the Indians will turn it over on downs, but this drive took off a ton of time. 7:37 to play, second quarter, and the Tigers take over, leading 7-0. That holding penalty, the big penalty there, really got us behind the sticks. I said earlier, if we let go of our papers up here, we don't have a table. We're just hanging on for dear life on top of the press box. Our papers will end up in Scott City in about 20 seconds. Little screen pass out to Thomas, and there goes his speed. He'll step out of bounds after picking up about 7 or 8 yards on the play. I mentioned, Darryl, that Thomas, watching him run some routes in their warm-ups, he's a pretty effective catcher as well as being able to run the football from his running back position. Pittman now the back in the backfield. Declan Pittman. If I'm not mistaken, I think he went to Kennett at one time. Darryl.
Well, if he didn't, one of his relatives did. Oh, my goodness.
Confusion in the backfield. They almost turn it over, and now they'll pick it up, and a big gain out near midfield.
He fumbles it in the backfield. We got 3 guys around him. I thought we're going to get a sack, but no.
He gets all the way out to the 48-yard line before stepping out of bounds. Ogles, the quarterback, just saved the day that time. You know, one thing I noticed, and I'm not complaining, but he ran out of bounds and the clock continues to run. Three receivers near side. Now in motion is Thomas. He's the speedster, circles back, gets the handoff. Tries to get around the outside, and he will. He'll have the first down and more. Stutter steps, gets inside the 30, still on his feet, down the sideline. What a move. There, Thomas, what a move into the end zone, but a flag at the 50-yard line. Bring her back, boys.
Yeah.
How about a hold? Let's do it all over again. Boy, there you see the running ability of Thomas. He is something to see.
And once he got out of the grasp, he just turned on the afterburners.
Did a little stutter step down the sideline, and he was off to the races. Well, the Indians dodged a bullet there with the holding penalty. Be following our social media channels. We'll also tell you about where we're going. We'll know probably more later tonight, tomorrow morning, as to where the district play will begin next Friday night. Penalty puts it back at the 41-yard line of Central. First down and 17 coming up. They'll have a couple of backs in the backfield. Ogles, the quarterback, now circles one of the backs out of the backfield. The handoff goes straight ahead. Thomas, and this time the Indians are there. Good job defensively by the Indians. Austin Gaddis again in on a tackle. Boy, he has really had a great season, the junior, for the Indians. Kevin Thompson also in there for the Kennett Indians defensively. Nolan Nunnery, another junior in there for the Indians, I believe. Second down at 19 for Central. This time this back breaks through, and he's going to be close to picking up the 17 yards. Nunnery that time with a carry. So it's going to be just shy, about a yard shy. 3rd and 1 coming up for Cape Central. 5:30 to play in the half. 7-0 Cape Central. Now the Tigers have moved it into Indian territory. Quarterback Ogles sends the man in motion. Now it's a quarterback draw straight ahead. They'll have the first down with Ogles. Down to the 36-yard line. That'll move the chains. Actually, that was Pittman with the carry that time, I believe. That was 12.
Well, 12's the quarterback.
Yeah, so that is Pittman, the quarterback, I believe. It's 1st and 10, Tigers. And a draw play straight ahead. And the running back tripped up after gaining about 11, 12 yards on the play. That'll move the chains. Nunnery that time with a carry down to the 24. Four and a half minutes to play here in the first half of action. 7-0 Cape Central. They are on the move after a long time consuming drive by the Kennett Indians that stalled out inside the red zone. Running back gets it, dancing outside. What a move. I don't know how Thomas got out of there, but he's going to get into the end zone.
Wow.
Looked like we had him corralled in the backfield for a loss. He danced a little bit, cut it outside, and goes into the end zone. It's 13-0 Central. He is a special talent. Senior for the Tigers.
That side cut.
You don't see that a lot in high school football.
No, that looked like a Allen Iverson crossover dribble.
Yep, it was sweet. Extra point attempt coming up for Charlton, correction. And it is up, and it is good. 14-0 Central, 4:04 to play and a half. Indians get it when we return right after this.
When your child is sick, you want a pediatrician you can trust. Dr. Andrew Beach has been serving the Kennett and surrounding communities for over 20 years. Dr. Beach provides preventative, chronic, and acute medical care for children from birth to 21 years of age. He is now accepting new pediatric patients. Call today to schedule an appointment for your child with Dr. Beach at 888-0001. 888-0001.
Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Beach, and on behalf of Kennett Pediatrics, we proudly support our Kennett Indians.
Indians will have the wind at their back here as they get the football again, but now trailing 14-0, 4:04 to play in the half. I guess I need to put my microphone down. Thank you, Daryl.
You're welcome.
This is the first time the Indians have got the kickoff that's going into the wind, but nonetheless, this one's going to be pretty deep, taken at about the 7. Over the left side, around the 20, out to about the 25-yard line, the Kennett return.
It's Corey Ray.
Good return by Ray that time. Another impressive player for the Kennett Indians. So Corey, one of the seniors. He's really been a spark for the Indians this season. FM Bank, one of our broadcast sponsors. First Missouri Bank of SEMO. Full service banking, locally owned. Decisions are made right here locally. FM Bank People Matter, 500 Independence Avenue in Kennett. Member FDIC. Indian offense back out on the field. They're going to take over this drive on their 24-yard line. The handoff straight ahead. Big running room. Still on his feet. Right down the center of the field. Spinning. Still fighting forward. Indians pick up a big gain, and that's Cunningham with a carry. Boy, that time we saw Cunningham's speed. That was impressive, and we move it all the way into Tiger territory down to the 39.
That's a 35-yard run. That was amazing.
And what was it, Darrell? It was north and south.
It was north and south.
Straight ahead, through a hole, and Cunningham never let up. They're going to spot it right on the 40. But a big gain for the Indians. 3:30, the clock runs here in the half, trailing 14-0 to Cape Central. Indians not in any hurry to snap the football here. Play clock is down to 13. 3 backs in the backfield surrounding the quarterback, Ty Jones. Jones hands it off inside again, and not much running room that time. They'll lose a yard on the play. Fonda with a carry, and he ran into a wall of Tigers. Indians have a couple of timeouts remaining. 2:48 to play in the half, and the football at the 41-yard line of Cape Central. Down a couple of scores, Indians up to the line of scrimmage. Duncan to the left in the formation. Out to the right side is Manley. Running left is Jones, running for his life. We'll just throw it up in the air. Watch out. This is going to be another intentional grounding, I'm afraid. There's a flag down
I think
at the
there's
40.
a hold.
Yeah. Do not need that. Do not need intentional grounding as well. But they are ready to mark it off against the Indians. Maybe 2 flags on the play. I don't see how that was not intentional grounding. It was a hold. So that's what they're going to mark off, a 10-yard penalty against the Indians. So it's going to be 2nd and 21.
I don't know if it matters as much in high school, but he was way out of the pocket. He wasn't,
There wasn't a receiver within 30 yards of the area, though. That was my point. Yeah, he did get it way past the line of scrimmage, but the other intentional grounding, he threw it out on the track, and there wasn't a receiver in the area that time either.
No, at that time though, he was technically in the pocket at that time.
Yes, he was. You're right. Receiver to the right, receiver to the left. 3 backs around the quarterback, Jones, needing 21 yards on 2nd down. He's going to air it out down the left side. Has a man open, just overthrows Zane Franklin, Darrell Wilcoxon's favorite target. That was about 2 or 3 yards out of the reach of Zane Franklin. But tell you what, Zane had a step on those defenders.
He did. I didn't realize he was that fast.
And that was down near the end zone. Jones aired that one out.
And that might be another spot where the wind behind him might have hurt him.
It might have.
It took the ball probably further than what he intended it to go. So
going to have 5 receivers in the formation, 3rd and 21. Clock is stopped with 2:12 to play in the half. Need a big play here. Jones now having to scramble to his right, trying to direct traffic, throws back across his body, and that's trouble. Pass is incomplete. Great job of breaking that one up, I believe, was Zane Franklin. He became a defensive back that time, or it would have been an interception. 4th and 21 for the Indians with 2:01 to play in the half. The Indians will probably punt it away here. Just hoping they can get a stop against Cape Central, but that's easier said than done. Coach Webster talking to his quarterback and also his punter, Ty Jones. Boy, this wind is howling up on top of this press box. Indians up to the line of scrimmage. It looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 21 on their side of the field. He drops back. He's going to pass. He airs it out, and there's nobody home. My goodness, he overthrows everybody by 30 yards. So the Tigers will take over in Indian territory at the 49.
Well, that is not what I would have done had I been coaching, but I'm not.
Well, if it would have hit a receiver and we'd have scored, it'd have been a different story, but that was not even close. He just reared back and threw it about as hard as he could, but there was nobody able to get close to that one. Here come the Tigers back out. Pittman, the quarterback. He looks left, and now he's going to take off. Nothing but green grass. There he goes. Well, it didn't take long for the quarterback, dropping in the pocket, finds a hole, and he goes into the end zone. Kennett has played a very competitive half, much more competitive than I thought they would play. They've had some opportunities. They've kept the football. They've got some first downs, but when your opponent scores on the first play that they touch it, and they've had a couple of those plays so far in this half, it really, really hurts your chances to hang in against a very good ball club. They'll try to tack on the extra point once again with Charlton, their sophomore kicker. I think Kennett jumped across the line of scrimmage. Flags will come in. Extra point attempt is good. And I think he declined. They declined it. Well, they should. I think the extra point was good, so they'll take the points. There you go.
Well, then you don't get another try then if you decline the penalty.
Well, he made that one. The officials under the goalpost put their arms up. I think they blew the whistle to stop it, Darryl.
Oh, okay.
And
here we go again.
Jump across, and again they're going to blow the whistle. This one's no good.
This one I bet they take.
Yep, here comes the offense back on. They said, okay, enough of this. We're going to go for the 2. Currently it's 20-0 in favor of the Tigers. A couple of offside penalties. That'll move it half the distance to the goal. And here comes Central offense back out. Declan Pittman.
Pretty amazing when you have a total whole new line to come in for the extra point.
They got pictures of their players, and they go all the way around the end of the field here. That's the difference in the numbers of players these two teams have. Running straight ahead, the 2-point conversion is good, makes it 22-0 Central. 1:44 to play in the half. Indians get it when we return right after this.
There's always something happening at the Kennett Country Club. Starting on November 5th, the Kennett Country Club will switch over to winter rates. This means you get a great deal when you come play a round of golf. 18 holes of golf with the cart, only $35. That's right, cart included, only $35. Plus, you can now save 25% on all apparel in the pro shop. Get your team signed up for the 2-person 9-hole golf tournament on November 2nd. There's always something happening at the Kennett Country Club.
1:44 to play in the half, and after the Central touchdown, Indians will get it back here. Trailing 22-0. Indians have had some very bright spots in this ball game. Defensively, they've given up some big plays, and that's been the difference in this one. After moving the football, also unable to get it in the end zone. This ball is going to hit, bounce at the 15. Indians are going to have to try to fall on it, and they don't. That kick into the wind just died about the 15. Indians tried to come up and get on that football, but were unable to. I think Hollywood was down there, and Sakori Ray. I think it was Ray trying to fall on that football, and Cape Central is going to have great field position here. Still a lot of time left in the half, 1:41. They don't have very far to go to get more points on the board. They take over at the 17-yard line, it appears. Now the whistles will blow and Kennett will take a timeout. Kennett will talk things over defensively. We'll take one as well. 22-0 Central as they're knocking on the door back in 30 seconds.
At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we know that the days of parking your equipment in the shed after a long harvest and taking it easy for a while no longer exist. The business of farming is much more complex. We've been in the ag lending business for over 100 years, and we are ready to help your operation reach its best potential. We've got the loan and crop insurance products and the experience right here ready to serve you. We are your ag lender.
Your ag lender will always be there.
Contact Matthew Poole or Nathan Creed at 888-6624.
Indians take the timeout. They try to get a defensive strategy here to keep more Cape Central points off the board. 1:41 to play here in the first half of action. The kickoff that landed just around the 15. They took Ray pretty much out of the play. He hesitated. Darryl said it. He hesitated before really going for the football. Then he tried to speed up. And as the kickoff team is taught to do, you take the player out of the play like you would on an onside kick, and then somebody else can fall on it. That's exactly what happened that time. Here come the Tigers, and they'll hand it off straight ahead down to about the 12-yard line. Clock is running. We're down to 1:30 to play in the half. Gain of 5 on first down for Central.
You know, it's almost like he played it like a punt, thinking, well, it's going to be dead, but no.
This time, quarterback's going to keep it untouched into the end zone. Will go Pittman for the score. That's 2.5 for Pittman. That makes it 28-0 Central with 1:13 to play in the half. You know, for Kennett this season, Darryl, it seems like a snowball effect. You know, when it's going good, we're hanging in there, but then all of a sudden, when it starts to go bad, it just it gets out of shape in a hurry. Not handling that kickoff properly, and then quickly, Central puts points on the board. They'll try to kick the extra point and make it 29-0. The wind howling in the kicker's face. This kick, a line drive, is up and good. 29-0 Tigers. We'll take a break. Indians get it when we return right after this.
At American Elite Realty, your business is appreciated. They are locally owned and support the communities you live in. Their professional agents can help you find your new home or commercial property. They work closely with your lender to make the buying process easy. Contact a professional agent at 573-888-5373 or view their listings at AmericanEliteRealty.com. Tina Privet, broker, an equal housing opportunity company.
American Elite Realty is proud to support the Kennett Indians and wishes them a successful season.
29-0, Indians get it. And we're in the final minute and 13 seconds of this half. Darryl hanging on his papers for dear life. That's the stats. And like I said, they'll be at Scott City if Darryl happens to lose grip of them, because it is howling up here on top of the press box. Probably don't feel it quite as much down on the field. This high kick, and Ray is going to come on, and he's going to boot it. And here's another play. The Indians are not going to be able to handle it. And they turn the ball over. Don't believe that was Ray that time, but the Indians on back-to-back kickoffs unable to handle the football, and Central is going to get it on their 17-yard line. .108 to play in the half. 29-0. Now Central's going to run a different quarterback out there. Carter Armstrong is going to go out on the field, it appears. No, now their regular quarterback's going out there. There's Pittman. That wind is howling, howling, howling. Two receivers right, a running back to the right of the quarterback. That is Thomas. Thomas gets the carry. Dances, stays on his feet. He's going to dance into the end zone. Well, it only took one play, but Cape Central has blown this thing wide open. 1:02 to play in the half as they tack on 6 more. $35-0. Now Cape Central leads Kennett.
You know, we've talked about Thomas and the other running backs being so good, but their quarterback's got 120-something yards.
Yeah, we haven't been able to contain him either. The kick is up, and it is good. He's going to get a cramp in his leg. That's Joey Charlton as he's had a workout. 36-0. He'll be in action again as he kicks it off to the Kennett Indians when we return in 30 seconds.
At Todd and Atwill LLP in Kennett, your situation matters. They understand that unfortunate circumstances arise and are here to provide the legal services you need with integrity and care. Partnering attorneys Darren Todd and Lee Atwill are committed to providing the best legal representation possible. They specialize in personal injury, criminal defense, social security disability, bankruptcies, and more. Visit toddatwill.com for more information. Todd and Atwill, LLP, proud to support the Kennett Indians.
Well, kicking into the wind has certainly been a benefit for Cape Central on these kickoffs after their touchdowns because Kennett has not played it well. Again, Kennett return men back inside the 5. This one's going to hit about the 22, and again, Kennett has to scramble for it to pick it up. This time they do. They'll advance it out over the 25-yard line. That time picking up the ball is Anthony, the junior. Boy, it's just tricky because that's almost like a sand wedge they're hitting into the wind, Darrell. It goes out there and maybe it'd have a little backspin on it. And if the return man can't get up there quick enough, he's got a lot of traffic around him in just a heartbeat. 57 seconds to play in the half, and the Indians take over on their own 22-yard line. Darrell will have the first half stats for us. We'll have other scores. Monty Lyons has been gathering for us this evening. Kennett spreads the field. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Press box is shaking up here with the wind blowing so hard. Now Jones is pressured. He's in the backfield and going to go down for a loss of about 4 yards. Loss back to the 23-yard line. Had 4 receivers out in the pattern, just didn't have a chance to get the pass off. He was running for his life. From the Kennett 23, 20 seconds to play in the half. Again, 4 receivers in the formation. Now a back to the right of Jones, and they'll hand it to the running back. And Fonda carries a couple of players for the 4 yards they lost previously, and that will probably bring us down to the end of the first half. As they will head to the locker room with Cape Central leading this one 36-0. We'll take a break, be back with our halftime show right after this.
Hi, this is Judith Davis with Southeast Missouri State University. Whether you're a new high school graduate, working professional, or non-traditional student, our regional campus in Kennett offers affordable 4-year degrees in psychology, agribusiness, education, and business. Our flexible programs help you get ahead at work, sharpen your skills, and land that next promotion. Call today to speak with an advisor about scholarships and financial aid, or visit us at 1230 First Street in Kennett or online at cmo.edu. CMO, your university, your hometown, where learning works for you.
At Harris Pharmacy, you can get all of your prescriptions in one stop, and we'll even remind you when it's time to get a refill with our MedSync and Refill Reminder programs. Hi, this is Darren with Harris Pharmacy. Stop by today at 1224 First Street in Kennett for your over-the-counter and prescription needs. You can come through the drive-thru, or we deliver for free inside the city limits of Kennett. We also offer flu, shingles, and pneumonia vaccines. Come see us today at Harris Pharmacy in Kennett. Good luck, Indians.
Hey, this is Daryl Wilcoxon with Wilcoxon's Home Place on the South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. We're getting new products in every week and would like to help you make your place a show place. Living room suites, recliners, including lift chairs, bedroom suites, mattress sets with adjustable bases, appliances, and TVs. We have several payment options available. Come see us at Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture and Appliance, 901 South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. A family furniture tradition for over 70 years.
Baker Implement Company and Case IH are proud to support area high school athletics the same way we've supported our customers in the community for 85 years. Visit any of our 13 locations in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas to experience the power of red and the service and support that has kept customers coming back since 1938. Case IH and Baker Implement Company, supporting our community on the football field and in your field.
Big news from Kennett Bowling Lanes. Our skating rink and laser tag building are on the way. Adult fall leagues are forming now, and in November, kids can join our youth league and enjoy half-price practice games throughout the season. New party packages are coming soon, perfect for any celebration. Don't forget our daily food and drink specials and the newly improved Chiefs Club Dining Room, open daily at 11. Family night is every Wednesday with free bowling for kids 18 and under. Exciting stuff is happening at Kennett Bowling Lanes, where the fun never...
Come see Grace and Glow. Come see Grace and Glow at the corner of Tico and 1st Street in Kennett. They offer 24-hour access tanning, so you can tan when you want to tan. Just $55 a month gets you unlimited tanning. Our single sessions for $8. They also offer the most popular weight loss shots, semaglutide and tirzepatide, plus Botox and Dysport shots, along with fillers to make you look your best. Be sure to visit their great boutique. That's Grace and Glow at the corner of Tico and 1st Street in Kennett.
Perry Jones, Daryl Wilcoxon back at the half, 36-0 in a ball game that Kennett was hanging in there in the early part of this ball game. Daryl, we were pleasantly surprised at how Kennett defensively made some nice plays and offensively, more importantly, kept the ball out of the Tigers' hands. They've had some long possessions, and that kept time off the clock, but late in that second quarter, it all fell apart for the Indians, and thus we have this 36-0 Cape Central lead at the half.
Well, the last 4 minutes of that second quarter was brutal. They scored 4 times, and for the first quarter and a half, Kennett was pretty much right there with them, only down 7-0. But then, that, like I say, those last 4 minutes, they were terrible. But Cape Central, they're led by their quarterback, 121 yards on the ground. He basically has only thrown the ball one time, but he connected on it for about 8 yards. And Thomas has got 53 yards. And number 32, which I forget his name, I think Nunnery or something like that, has 48. And the big running back only has like 3. But the Kennett Indians, I mean, they had some offense. There was no score, but they had some offense. Thompson ran the ball 5 times for 18 yards, and Fonda has run it 7 times for 14 yards. And quarterback Ty Jones was 4 for 9. Started out really good, but then he kind of slacked off. It was 4 for 9 for 40 yards, and he hit Hollywood for a pass. He hit Manley for a pass, Duncan for a pass, and Flakes for a pass. And other than that, we had Cunningham was a bright spot too. He ran the ball twice, got 21 yards on one run. So, but Kennett just didn't roll over. So they played them pretty tough in that first quarter and a half. But I think the bigger, better Cape Central Tigers started to show themselves there toward the tail of the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, I don't think any realistic football fan would think the Kennett Indians were going to come out and pull off the upset, but that's why you play the games. And I'll tell you what, like you said, Daryl, a quarter and a half, we were hanging in there with the 8th-ranked team in Class 5 football, but the final 4 minutes, as Daryl said, was brutal with 4 scores for Cape Central. Daryl did not bring a jacket. The wind is out of the north. It is howling, and he's going to step downstairs in the press box. Tad Jones and I, we're going to watch the geese fly over as they head south.
I did check. It's actually colder than Kennett than it is here. which is unbelievable.
Well, it's one of those things when you're out in it, if you just get out of your car and say, well, it's not too bad. But when you're out here for, 3 hours,
and you're up 150 feet in the air.
Yeah, when the press box shakes, that's when you hang on. But I'll tell you what, the Indians are going to come out. They're going to fight in the second half, but the clock will be running. And at this point, the Indians want to get through the second half without any injuries because they're going to be even with everybody else in the district after tonight because it's going to be everybody starts with the same slate other than the winner of the district who will have a bye, and they're going to be setting back and taking it easy. But otherwise, the other 7 teams in the district are going to be, battling each other and try to see who will come out as the Class 3 District 1 champion. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We're going to let Darryl go warm up for a minute, and we'll be back with more of our halftime show as we check other scores right after this.
At Sonic Drive-In in Kennett, our priority isn't just great service, it's great experiences. Whether you're coming for a cherry limeade on your lunch break or picking up shakes with your team after a big win, we're ready for you. Want a burger for breakfast or breakfast for dinner? No problem. We serve our full menu all day long, delivered with a smile. This is how we Sonic. Order through the Sonic app and get half-price drinks and slushes all day long. Open till midnight. Sonic Drive-In, 1101 First Street in Kennett.
Looking for a reliable, lightning-fast internet service that doesn't break the bank? Kennett Board of Public Works is here with their fiber optic internet service, starting at just $29.95 a month, with speeds up to 1 gigabit per second. And the best part? Kennett Board of Public Works is your local provider, committed to serving the community with top-notch customer service and a network you can count on. Experience the power of fiber optics. Sign up now and revolutionize your internet experience with Kennett Board of Public Works Internet Service.
Here is a little reminder from your friends at Peltz Title. When it's time to buy property, sell some property, or refinance a loan that involves property, don't forget those parts of the transaction that absolutely have to be done right. The preparation for closing and the closing itself. If you are a buyer, you want the confidence that title insurance from Peltz Title will give you. Are you the seller? You need to be sure that the promised proceeds are where they are supposed to be. Request Peltz and let the experts at Peltz Title close your deal.
Hi, I'm Dr. Wayne. I'd like to invite you to Wayne Chiropractic. Come on in.
Hi, I'm Melissa Morgan. When you're ready to schedule an appointment, just call Wayne Chiropractic.
Soy Gabriela García. Síganme y el Dr. Wayne los ayudará a estar mejor.
Wayne Chiropractic offers DOT, sports, school, and pre-employment physicals and now accepts Medicaid. Learn more at KenmoChiro.com or stop by Wayne Chiropractic at 913 St. Francis Street in Kennett. KenmoChiro.com. At McDonald's, we're passionate about our food. From adding more balanced options to our Happy Meals to serving up fresh beef quarter-pounder burgers cooked when you order, we're always finding ways to show our commitment to our customers and our food. Download the McDonald's app to get access to exclusive deals, order ahead and pass the line, and join My McDonald's Rewards to earn points to redeem for free McDonald's. Stop in today. McDonald's, a proud supporter of the Kennett Indians.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us be a part of your family and for trusting us with the ones you love the most. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of those lifelong memories. Thank you for taking us on the job and for putting us to work. Thank you for choosing us for your first vehicle and for every vehicle after. Thank you for trusting us for 70 years.
The human body is capable of the extraordinary. As well as the not so extraordinary. No matter your skill, restore your peak performance with the Orthodox, a dream team of orthopedic surgery. Get back in the game with the Orthodox at NEA Baptist.
Good luck to all area teams from Danny Glass, your Penobscot-Dunklin Electric Co-op Director for District 1. Danny Glass knows that participating in high school sports plays a huge role in developing the leaders of tomorrow. That's why Danny Glass is Glad to help boost high school sports in this area as a sports booster. Again, good luck to all area high school teams from Danny Glass, your Pemiscot-Dunklin Electric Co-op Director for District 1.
Back at the half, 36-0. Cape Central leads Kennett. Both teams still in the locker room. The marching band for the Tigers are off. They have a big activity this weekend, so they are not here. So no marching band performing here at the half tonight as Darryl Wilcoxon goes down and tries to warm up a little bit inside the press box as we've been bringing you the action from up on top this evening. And in a quarter and a half, the Indians of Kennett really surprised a lot of people, I think, as they hung with Cape Central. But after some several miscues in the final 4 minutes and 4 quick scores for Cape Central, they have blown this one open, 36-0 at the half. We mentioned district play starts next Friday night, and here's the way the district standings are. Now keep this in mind. This is with tonight's games to be determined, so things can change around. Dexter has about a 10-point lead over St. John. It's pretty much determined. Dexter will have a bye next week. In second place currently, in a very close second and third, St. John has 37.78 points. Park Hill Central, 36.06 points in the district standings. We do have a report that St. John currently trailing Caruthersville by 7, and we're going to check that score a little bit later on in our halftime show. So if St. John would fall to Class 2 Caruthersville, Park Hill Central would probably jump up in the second position, even though Park Hill Central is playing Farmington tonight. Farmington, a larger school. Park Hill Central will get more points, but only about a point and a half separating second and third place in the district. Right in the middle of the pack, in fourth place is Fredericktown, 29.39 points. Potosi is in fifth place in the district standings, 25 points. Herculaneum in sixth in the district standings with 21 points, and Kennett in seventh place in the district with just shy of 16 points. So Kennett about 6 points away from Herculaneum coming into this final regular season game. Kennett will get extra points by playing a Class 5 school, but will it be enough to overtake Herculaneum? We'll just have to wait and see. But we'll check all the scores. Monty's been bringing those to us. We're going to take another halftime break, check those scores, when our halftime show continues right after this.
At First State Community Bank, we pride ourselves on our personal, friendly approach, and our commitment to the community makes us an effective business partner. That's why we're proud to announce that our efforts have earned us the title of Best In-State Bank for the state of Missouri, awarded by Forbes. We are incredibly grateful to our customers who allow us to be their trusted financial partner. Thank you for your confidence in FSCB and for this recognition as one of the best banks in the state. First State Community Bank. Success starts here. Member FDIC. Online at fscb.com.
Now is the time to get your air conditioner serviced for the warm days ahead. Let the experienced techs at Duncan Sheet Metal replace that old unit with a new high-efficiency unit to stay more comfortable during the upcoming warmer months. A new high-efficiency unit will pay for itself with the big savings you see on your utility bill. Turn to the experts at Duncan Sheet Metal today for service and installation. 601 Highway VV in Kennett.
Duncan Sheet Metal wishes Caleb Duncan and the entire Kennett Indian baseball team the best of luck this season.
Hi, Kennett Indian fans. This is Stephanie Pierce with Dubs Clothing at 709 First Street in Kennett, Missouri. Here at Dubs, we value connection to our community by offering a variety of quality men's and children's clothing, accessories, and grooming products. You can also find accessories and gift items for the ladies. Nothing speaks connection to the community like Kennett Indian football. And here at Dubs Clothing, we are all in. Wishing all athletes and coaches a safe and successful season. Roll Tribe.
Senator Jason Bean is proud to represent Southeast Missouri and the Boot Heel in the Missouri Senate, fighting for strong rural communities, advancing common sense conservative policies, and standing up for personal property rights are Jason Bean's priorities for the 25th District. High school athletics is a positive avenue for our student athletes to build character, compete, and grow. Senator Jason Bean wishes all our student athletes and coaches a successful season. Paid for by JasonBeanForSenate.com, Lana Logan Temple's treasurer.
When your child is sick, you want a pediatrician you can trust. Dr. Andrew Beach has been serving the Kennett and surrounding communities for over 20 years. Dr. Beach provides preventative, chronic, and acute medical care for children from birth to 21 years of age. He is now accepting new pediatric patients. Call today to schedule an appointment for your child with Dr. Beach at 888-0001. 888-0001.
Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Beach, and on behalf of Kennett Pediatrics, we proudly support our Kennett Indians.
There's always something happening at the Kennett Country Club. Starting on November 5th, the Kennett Country Club will switch over to winter rates. This means you get a great deal when you come play a round of golf. 18 holes of golf with the cart, only $35. That's right, cart included, only $35. Plus, you can now save 25% on all apparel in the pro shop. Get your team signed up for the two-person 9-hole golf tournament on November 2nd. There's always something happening at the Kennett Country Club.
At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we know that the days of parking your equipment in the shed after a long harvest and taking it easy for a while no longer exist. The business of farming is much more complex. We've been in the ag lending business for over 100 years, and we are ready to help your operation reach its best potential. We've got the loan and crop insurance products and the experience right here ready to serve you. We are your ag lender.
Your ag lender will always be there.
Contact Matthew Poole or Nathan Creed at 888-6624.
At American Elite Realty, your business is appreciated. They are locally owned and support the communities you live in. Their professional agents can help you find your new home or commercial property. They work closely with your lender to make the buying process easy. Contact a professional agent at 573-888-5373 or view their listings at AmericanEliteRealty.com. Tina Privet, broker, an equal housing opportunity company.
American Elite Realty is proud to support the Kennett Indians and wishes them a successful season.
One of our great broadcast sponsors, Jim Bollinger and Sons on Independence Avenue in Kennett. Now, they do it all, heating and cooling, electrical work, and plumbing. Offices in Kennett and Dexter. Give them a call, 573-888-3687, serving Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas. Jim Bollinger and Sons. We appreciate their sponsorship of our broadcast this season. Be sure to get that heater all tuned up, ready to go. I think we'd be ready for one. I hope the one in the car works because it has been chilly up here on top of the press box here at Cape Central tonight as the Indians trail 36-0 as they make their way back out on the field before we get things underway in the second half. Other scores, Jackson leading Festus 26-7. Dexter rolling over Scott City, 48-0. East Prairie all over Fredericktown. So that means it'll probably be Portageville going to East Prairie, first round of the districts, the way things look. But East Prairie over Fredericktown, 27-0. Dexter, once again, blowing out Scott City, 48-0. Valley Catholic over St. Pius, that ball game up in Festus, 27-14. So a 10-point ball game there. Kelly all over Chaffee, 40-0. Jefferson over St. Vincent, 20-14. Pretty good ball game there. Caruthersville leads St. Genevieve, 14-13. I think Tad said that is at the half. So a 1-point lead for Caruthersville over St. Genevieve at the half, 14-13. DeSoto, 36. Herculaneum, nothing. As those are scores around the area. Haytau over Malden, 20-0. Last report there. And Park Hill Central leading Farmington, 14-7. So no doubt, if Park Hill Central defeats Farmington, it will be Park Hills in the number 2 spot in the district. So that's the way the district standings go. Indians back out on the field. Haytai now 20-6 over Malden, as Monty just reports another score. First score in the ball game for Malden, 6, the score in that one. Thank you, Monty, for all of our scores here at the half. We'll keep up to date with all the scores as the team's coming back out. We'll take our final halftime break. Be back with the second half right after this.
At Todd and Atwill LLP in Kennett, your situation matters. They understand that unfortunate circumstances arise and are here to provide the legal services you need with integrity and care. Partnering attorneys Darren Todd and Lee Atwill are committed to providing the best legal representation possible. They specialize in personal injury, criminal defense, social security disability, bankruptcies, and more. Visit toddatwill.com for more information. Todd and Atwill, LLP, proud to support the Kennett Indians.
Hi, this is Judith Davis with Southeast Missouri State University. Whether you're a new high school graduate, working professional, or non-traditional student, our regional campus in Kennett offers affordable 4-year degrees in psychology, agribusiness, education, and business. Our flexible programs help you get ahead at work, sharpen your skills, and land that next promotion. Call today to speak with an advisor about scholarships and financial aid, or visit us at 1230 First Street in Kennett or online at cmo.edu. CMO, your university, your hometown, where learning works for you.
At Harris Pharmacy, you can get all of your prescriptions in one stop, and we'll even remind you when it's time to get a refill with our MedSync and Refill Reminder programs. Hi, this is Darren with Harris Pharmacy. Stop by today at 1224 First Street in Kennett for your over-the-counter and prescription needs. You can come through the drive-thru, or we deliver for free inside the city limits of Kennett. We also offer flu, shingles, and pneumonia vaccines. Come see us today at Harris Pharmacy in Kennett. Good luck, Indians.
Hey, this is Daryl Wilcoxon with Wilcoxon's Home Place on the South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. We're getting new products in every week and would like to help you make your place a show place. Living room suits, recliners, including lift chairs, bedroom suits, mattress sets with adjustable bases, appliances, and TVs. We have several payment options available. Come see us at Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture and Appliance, 901 South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. A family furniture tradition for over 70 years.
Baker Implement Company and Case IH are proud to support area high school athletics the same way we've supported our customers in the community for 85 years. Visit any of our 13 locations in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas to experience the power of red and the service and support that has kept customers coming back since 1938. Case IH and Baker Implement Company, supporting our community on the football field and in your field.
Big news from Kennett Bowling Lanes. Our skating rink and laser tag building are on the way. Adult fall leagues are forming now, and in November, kids can join our youth league and enjoy half-price practice games throughout the season. New party packages are coming soon, perfect for any celebration. Don't forget our daily food and drink specials and the newly improved Chiefs Club Dining Room, open daily at 11. Family night is every Wednesday with free bowling for kids 18 and under. Exciting stuff is happening at Kennett Bowling Lanes, where the fun never ends.
Come see Grace and Glow at the corner of Tico and First Street in Kennett. They offer 24-hour access tanning, so you can tan when you want to tan. Just $55 a month gets you unlimited tanning or single sessions for $8. They also offer the most popular weight loss shots, semaglutide and tirzepatide, plus Botox and Dysport shots, along with fillers to make you look your best. Be sure to visit their great boutique. That's Grace and Glow at the corner of Tico and First Street in Kennett.
At Sonic Drive-In in Kennett, our priority isn't just great service, it's great experiences. Whether you're coming for a cherry limeade on your lunch break or picking up shakes with your team after a big win, we're ready for you. Want a burger for breakfast or breakfast for dinner? No problem. We serve our full menu all day long, delivered with a smile. This is how we Sonic. Order through the Sonic app and get half-price drinks and slushes all day long. Open till midnight. Sonic Drive-In, 1101 First Street in Kennett.
36-0. Cape Central leads Kennett at the half as we're about to get the second half underway. Skeeter Kell Sporting Goods, one of our great broadcast sponsors. They're not just a name, they are a tradition for over 60 years. They've been the premier sports provider of area teams, coaches, and players. When you need sporting goods, it's Skeeter Kell. As you can tell by listening to our microphones, we are on top of the press box. I'm Perry Jones, Darryl Wilcoxon to my left, Tad Jones to my right. Monty Lyons running all of our radio controls and keeping us up to date on scores. We'll keep you up to date on all the scores as they come in in the second half of this one. Indians will kick it away to the Tigers. Indians will have the wind at their back as we get started in the third quarter. And the clock will be running. At this point, I'm going to say it again, I think for Cape Central and for Kennett, they do not want any silly injuries in the second half of this ball game before they start district play next week, because this one has pretty much been decided at this point, 36-0, and the clock's going to be running. And I would expect we don't see many of the starters for the Tigers out on the field in the second half, Darryl.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, you're one of the big dogs in your district, and you sure don't want to have to lose a key player that you might need.
Just for the lack of sheer numbers, Kennett will probably have to play several of their regulars in the second half. We can hope we can get through it unscathed as we're ready for action in the third quarter. Indians kick it away, and onside kick, and it's going to be picked up by the Tigers. Good job up front. They're going to have good field position at the 49-yard line. Well, the Indians came out. They came out punching, Darryl. They wasn't just going to kick it off and let Cape Central run it up down the field. They were trying to get the onside kick, but it was not successful, and now the Tigers 49 yards away from more points.
I could see. I mean, we moved the ball a little bit in that first half, and they thought, you know, if we can sneak in here and get this onside kick and get to moving that ball again.
Now here's the offense for Cape Central out on the field. From our angle, not able to see who the quarterback is, but quarterback and a running back, and now a motion man right to left, and the first play goes straight ahead, right into the end zone. Well, we've seen a lot of that tonight. Cape Central is gashing it right up the middle against this Kennett defense, and more points on the board with the first play from the line of scrimmage.
That was Thomas again.
Well, he didn't get hurt on that one, did he?
No, he did not.
Big hole right up the center of the field. Thomas into the end zone. That's his third touchdown, I believe, of the game.
Yes, he got one at the 4:04 mark in the second, and the 1:02 mark, and now here 10 seconds into the second half.
Joey Charlson, the busiest man on the field, will attempt the extra point. Trying to make it 43-0 into this howling wind, and Kennett again jumps off sides. We've done that a lot on these extra point attempts. I mean, a lot.
We have, and it seems like, now I'm watching the center, and I'm watching the hold man, and it seems like the center waits just a second after the hold man has asked for the ball, and I think that's what throwing the Indians off.
They need to start watching the ball instead of the hold man, I guess, because they don't accept the penalty, but nonetheless, the kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, it's 43-0 in favor of Cape Central. 10 seconds have ran off the clock. I thought it was supposed to be running, Darryl.
Well, it's supposed to be.
11:50 to play, third quarter, and the Indians about to get it back when we return in 30 seconds.
Looking for a reliable, lightning-fast internet service that doesn't break the bank? Kennett Board of Public Works is here with their fiber optic internet service, starting at just $29.95 a month, with speeds up to 1 gigabit per second. And the best part? Kennett Board of Public Works is your local provider, committed to serving the community with top-notch customer service and a network you can count on. Experience the power of fiber optics. Sign up now and revolutionize your internet experience with Kennett Board of Public Works Internet Service.
Indians get the football back after the touchdown run by Cape Central makes it 43-0, just 10 seconds into this third quarter. This is a high kick taken by the Indians at the 10. Running to the left, out across the 20, and the Indians will take over at about the 22-yard line, I believe, after the return man was knocked out of bounds. Wind is howling here. Now the clock is running, as we were a little curious why it didn't earlier, but now it's running. See some folks running across the field, and it looks like an injured Cape Central player over there, so that's what it is. There's what we're talking about, Darryl. You just don't want to see any of these players injured. This one on kickoff coverage. One of the Tigers injured over along the Kennett sideline. Didn't see him over there, but saw the some of the crew going over there to check on the injured player. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Coach Webster going out to meet with his ball club. We have 11:20 to play, third quarter, 43-0 Cape Central. They still tend to the injured player. Let's take a break while they, hang on just a second. Now they got the player back on their feet, so hopefully they will help the injured player off the field. There won't be any serious damage, but he is limping off like he might have an ankle injury or something.
Yeah, it looks like his left ankle, he was favoring it. Now he's got it on the ground at least.
Just exactly what I don't think either one of these teams wanted to see is injuries in the second half of this ball game, or even in the first half. Ambulance down to our left under the smaller scoreboard here at Cape Central High School. No activity there. Looks like just an ankle injury, and the injured player going to be helped over to the sideline. Bryce Williams, it appears to be the injured player. He's a senior defensive back and wide receiver as he makes his way to the near sideline, and the Indian offense about to take over. .23-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Again, that full house backfield for the Indians, and there's big Kevin Thompson awaiting the direct snap for the Indians on 1st and 10. Kevin gets it, tries to follow his blockers, but has a lot of Tigers around him, but just sheer muscle. He fights forward for maybe about half a yard. Another Tiger getting up a little slow after that play. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Indians. Kennett breaks the huddle. Looks like the same formation for the Indians. 3 blockers and Kevin Thompson awaiting the direct snap for the Indians. Kevin takes the snap, follows those blockers, and again, Cape Central kind of drapes on him early on, but Kevin moves the pile forward, maybe for a couple of yards. Going to bring up 3rd down and 6 now for the Indians. 43-0, Cape Central with the lead. Kennett with their opening drive of the second half. This time the smaller backs in the backfield. Needing 6 yards on 3rd down. Single receiver right and left. Handoff straight ahead, and there is nothing there. They'll lose a yard. That brings up 4th and 7 for the Indians. Getting up very slowly, the ball carrier, and I believe
that was Cunningham, I think.
Yeah, that's Cunningham that time with the carry, but Cunningham's back up on his feet. Cads had some good carries in the ball game, but that time had no running room. Indians have the wind at their back, and a 4th and 8 coming up here. Deep in their own territory, they appear to be set to punt it away as Jones will step back and stand inside his own 15-yard line. Gets the snap, and the punt goes away. Nice spiral, and gets a good Kennett roll inside the 30 and down to about the 28-yard line. Good punt by Ty Jones that time. Here comes that Central offense back out on the field, leading 43-0. Like we got a new quarterback coming out. This time it's Chapman Ogles. Declan Pittman, he bore us out as quarterback. He is a good runner. Now Ogles with 3 receivers left and a running back behind him in the formation on 1st and 10. Receiver in motion left to right. And again, a little misdirection play, and they'll hand off running straight ahead. Cross the 30 out to near the 31-yard line. Short gain on 1st down. May have picked up 2, 2nd and 8 for the Tigers. 31-yard line, the line of scrimmage. 7:40 and the clock running. You're in the 3rd quarter, and it's all Tigers, 43-0. Single receivers, far right side of the field, 2 to the left. One of those goes in motion. And again, they'll hand it off to the running back, and he'll be upended as he gets out to the 37-yard line. Torrance Murray that time, he's a junior with the carry. And one of the Indians limping over to the sideline, and that's not what you want to see. Levon Downey, the sophomore, limping to the sideline under his own power. Hopefully it's nothing serious for Downey. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Tigers. 7 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Running back to the right of the quarterback in a motion man. And again, handoff straight ahead. They're going to get the 1st down and a little bit more out to the 41-yard line. Indians tried to strip the ball out of there, but Tigers will retain possession and move the chains out to the 41. 1st and 10, Cape Central. Getting out a real big vocal crowd for Cape Central here this evening. I'm sure when they play Jackson, this place will get rowdy. Handoff straight ahead, and here we go again. I think Ray trying to track him down from behind. No, it wasn't Ray, but unable to get there.
Cunningham.
That time was Cunningham trying to get to the ball carrier, but that's another Tiger score. Makes it 49-0. Just inside of 6 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. You know, Darryl, these plays are just right up the gut. Once they break through the line of scrimmage, they are off. Look over on the sideline, Darryl, and just the number of players that we have over there. It's just it's such a mismatch when you play these Class 5 schools, or Poplar Bluff and Cape Central. The number of players, the extra point is good. It's 50-0, 5:58 to play, 3rd quarter. Indians get it when we return in 30 seconds.
Here is a little reminder from your friends at Peltz Title. When it's time to buy property, sell some property, or refinance a loan that involves property, don't forget those parts of the transaction that absolutely have to be done right. The preparation for closing and the closing itself. If you are a buyer, you want the confidence that title insurance from Peltz Title will give you. Are you the seller? You need to be sure that the promised proceeds are where they are supposed to be. Request Peltz and let the experts at Peltz Title close your deal.
Indians get the football back, but it's 50-0. Tigers of Cape Central. Keeping updates on other scores. Mountain Grove 13-7 over Thayer. I think Thayer may be undefeated or maybe only one loss so far. Valley Catholic 39-20 over St. Pius up in Festus, that ball game tonight. Kickoff by the Indians. Gets out over the 30, and the pile keeps moving forward before the whistles blow and blows it dead at about the 33-yard line. We'll keep checking the scores around the area. Charleston leads Sykeston 12-7. That's usually a big rivalry there. But we'll keep checking scores as Monty gets those to us. 50-0, Indians trailing in this one. In Indian offense back out on the field. Kennett Trust Bank, one of our great broadcast sponsors on First Street in Kennett. We appreciate their support of our broadcast of Kennett Indian Sports. Kennett Trust Bank, you're not just a number, you're a valued community member who they're proud to call a customer. Kennett Trust Bank, member FDIC. Couple of blockers up front for the Indians. Looks like Hollywood will be the running back in the backfield.
I don't know what the officials are doing down there, but they've stopped the clock because of it.
Tad Jones says, wind the clock, boys.
Yeah.
We're not getting any younger. Score is 50-0. Kennett will have the football, and now looks like the officials are ready. Illegal participation against the Tigers. So that'll be a big mark-off against Central, and that brings the football for Kennett out to the 48-yard line of Kennett. And that's where the Indians of Kennett will start this drive.
Wind that clock.
Hey, you got to go retrieve his flag. It's back on the 15. Now we're winding it. Blocker shift over to the left side, and they'll pitch it out to Hollywood. Tries to get around the corner, has a man to beat, and he gets around the corner. And we'll have a positive gain, about 6 yards. I see some laundry down on the field, down around the 40-yard line.
You don't stop the clock when it's a running clock when they go out of bounds.
A hold on Kennett will back this one up. So
because I don't think they know what they're supposed to do down there.
That'll back it up to the 42-yard line. Now they wind it again. First at about 16 for the Indians after the holding penalty. The football back at the 42. Indians break the huddle, and players trip over each other. And now one player has to hustle off the field. That means Kennett probably had too many people in the huddle, and they'll have to burn a timeout. So we'll take a break as well. 50-0. Cape Central leads Kennett back after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Wayne. I'd like to invite you to Wayne Chiropractic. Come on in.
Hi, I'm Melissa Morgan. When you're ready to schedule an appointment, just call Wayne Chiropractic.
Soy Gabriela García. Síganme y el Dr. Wayne los ayudará a estar mejor.
Wayne Chiropractic offers DOT, sports, school, and pre-employment physicals and now accepts Medicaid. Learn more at KenmoChiro.com or stop by Wayne Chiropractic at 913 St. Francis Street in Kennett. KenmoChiro.com. At McDonald's, we're passionate about our food. From adding more balanced options to our Happy Meals to serving up fresh beef quarter-pounder burgers cooked when you order, we're always finding ways to show our commitment to our customers and our food. Download the McDonald's app to get access to exclusive deals, order ahead and pass the line, and join My McDonald's Rewards to earn points to redeem for free McDonald's. Stop in today. McDonald's, a proud supporter of the Kennett Indians.
First and 16 after the holding penalty and the timeout. Little flea flicker. Hollywood's going to throw it down the field. Has Duncan, but
overthrew him.
Well, Caleb had about 5-6 yards on everybody. That had him fooled, but they just couldn't get the pass into the hands of number 23. It'll be second down and 16. Darryl, you'll be pleased to know the clock is running after the incomplete pass.
Well, they got that part right.
Line of scrimmage, the 42-yard line of Kennett. Second and 16 for Kennett.
That was a really well thought out play. Just too bad that we couldn't connect on it.
little flea flicker, and the running back Hollywood let that one loose down the field. This time Jones throws it in the flat, pass complete, but a short gain on the play is that was Demadrius Anthony. He's a junior. Looking good that time as he gets out to the 46-yard line. It's 3rd and 12 coming up for the Indians. Still in Indian territory, needing a big chunk here on 3rd down if they're going to pick up the first. We'll have Tad look in on that Caruthersville game and try to get us
well, Monty's finally put something on there. Caruthersville leading St. John 20-19.
20-19, good ball game going on at Caruthersville tonight. Here's Jones running for his life, sets, throws down the field, has a man who ended up pushing off, but we didn't get the penalty, and it's incomplete. Pass that time intended out there for, I believe it was Carson Manley down the field. Carson did everything he could. Now on 4th and 12, trailing 50-0. Indians will probably.
I actually think that was Duncan out there.
Oh, was that Duncan?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just now getting back.
Okay. So it was Caleb trying to fight for the football. We are a long way away from the field, Darryl. We are way up here.
It is. It's
needing 12 yards. Here's Jones. Looks, throws. Airs it out, and nobody home. Indians turn it over on downs.
Well,
we have thrown more deep passes tonight than I've seen us throw all season.
And a lot of them on 4th down.
Yeah, because we needed a lot of yards on 4th down.
Plus we needed the extra time with holding the ball for a little bit.
I kind of think our throwers of the ball, and we've had a few of them tonight, I think they enjoy throwing with this strong wind behind them. They can throw a 50-yard pass pretty easy here tonight. Well, whistles blow, and that means the clock stops, and for some reason, Kennett takes a timeout.
We got 12 men on the field.
Well, we burn a timeout, 50-0 our score, so we'll take a 30-second break. Be back with more right after this.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us be a part of your family and for trusting us with the ones you love the most. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of those lifelong memories. Thank you for taking us on the job and for putting us to work. Thank you for choosing us for your first vehicle and for every vehicle after. Thank you for trusting us for 70 years.
The human body is capable of the extraordinary. As well as the not so extraordinary. No matter your skill, restore your peak performance with the Orthodox, a dream team of orthopedic surgery. Get back in the game with the Orthodox at NEA Baptist.
Darryl picked up on it, but Kennett had an extra man out on the field, so they had to take that timeout. But now it's Cape Central football from the 46. Second team offense in, and they will rumble for about 8 yards as they move the ball forward. Coleman that time the ball carrier. Even their second teamers, though, Darryl, are juniors. And we only have 6 players that doesn't play JV football when we're playing twice a week. So that's how young our ball club is. They are taking some knocks this season. 2nd and 2 after the run on first down, and they'll pick up the first down and more. Coleman again with a carry. Move the sticks. They get it down to the 29-yard line. We're inside of 1 minute to play, 3rd quarter. They spot it right at the 30. Coach Gibbs will not try to run the score up. A lot of the score was done by turnovers and running plays right up the middle that they have just use their running back speed and good blocking ability. And here's another one where they're still on their feet. A couple of missed tackles by the Indians before the back Coleman is knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Ty Jones that time in on the tackle. That's a guy we don't want to see get hurt right before the district, and he's out there trying to stop the running back, and that'll end the third quarter. 50-0. Cape Central leads Kennett. We go to the fourth quarter in 1 minute.
Good luck to all area teams from Danny Glass, your Pemiscot-Dunklin Electric Co-op Director for District 1. Danny Glass knows that participating in high school sports plays a huge role in developing the leaders of tomorrow. That's why Danny Glass is glad to help boost high school sports in this area as a sports booster. Again, good luck to all area high school teams from Danny Glass, your Pemiscot-Dunklin Electric Co-op Director for District 1.
At First State Community Bank, we pride ourselves on our personal, friendly approach, and our commitment to the community makes us an effective business partner. That's why we're proud to announce that our efforts have earned us the title of Best In-State Bank for the state of Missouri, awarded by Forbes. We are incredibly grateful to our customers who allow us to be their trusted financial partner. Thank you for your confidence in FSCB and for this recognition as one of the best banks in the state. First State Community Bank. Success starts here. Member FDIC. Online at fscb.com.
Ready to start the fourth quarter at Cape Central. 50-0 Tigers, and they are inside the Baker Implement Case IH red zone here. Football at the 15-yard line and a 1st and 10 for Cape Central. Two receivers to the near side. Back to the right of the quarterback with a man in the slot position to the right side. Now, a little misdirection play goes left side, and they'll pick up a couple of yards on the play. Wind has been blowing out of the north here this evening. Surprisingly chilly. We're being 85 degrees when we drove up here today, Darryl.
Yeah, I think it's about 70 now, but it doesn't feel like 70.
It's a chilly 70. 2nd and 8 from the 13. Another inside handoff, and the back will try to drive forward. Kennett tries to strip it out of there, but they'll get down to about the 10 on the carry. And we'll bring up 3rd down. About 3 yards to go for Cape Central. Actually, about 5 yards to go. Football right on the 10. Haven't seen Cape Central throw it much in this ball game. They really haven't needed to, Darryl. They pretty much stuck it on the ground the entire ball game, and I'd expect the same here. Another inside handoff. Now cutting to the outside. Now cutting back inside. They'll have the 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 3.
Yeah, when you're moving it like you are on the ground, you don't have to try to mix it up so you can kind of make them wonder what you're going to do.
And a lot of the running plays, they run a guy in motion and then a little delayed handoff to the running back, and they're running it pretty much straight ahead, but good blocking up front. It's been very effective. 1st and goal from the 3 for the Tigers. High snap to the quarterback, and the Indians will play this one well. They will not get there and lose yardage back to the 5. Going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 5. Ruthersville, last report, Tad, 28-20 over St. John. Monty getting that score. Sammy Bryant, 80-yard touchdown run. Ruthersville has jumped out to an 8-point lead over the Dragons of San Genevieve. 2nd and goal from the 5 here for the Tigers. Another inside handoff, and the running back dives for the end zone, and he gets in for the score. Makes it 56-0 in favor of Cape Central. Same play, different man running it there is, doesn't really matter who the Tigers put in there at this point. And that was Brevin Coleman, the running back, another junior. And Central, I believe, may even have a different kicker here. I think they wore out the other one. They're going to try somebody else for the extra point here, leading 56-0. Probably not a bad idea to do that, Daryl, in case your kicker gets injured. Matt Pop, the kicker, a junior, right-footed kicker. And it's blocked. 56-0. Kennett gets the football, trailing in this one when we return to Cape Central in 30 seconds.
Now is the time to get your air conditioner serviced for the warm days ahead. Let the experienced techs at Duncan Sheet Metal replace that old unit with a new high-efficiency unit to stay more comfortable during the upcoming warmer months. A new high-efficiency unit will pay for itself with the big savings you see on your utility bill. Turn to the experts at Duncan Sheet Metal today for service and installation. 601 Highway VV in Kennett.
Duncan Sheet Metal wishes Caleb Duncan and the entire Kennett Indian baseball team the best of luck this season.
Kennett going into the wind here in this fourth quarter, and they'll get the kickoff. Starting kicker still not out there. Seeing a lot of different players out for Cape Central here in the second half. For the Indians, we are 9 minutes and 15 seconds, hopefully getting off this field in healthy condition, and we'll worry about district play starting next Friday. Couple of men deep for the Indians. This kick is high and deep and going to get into the end zone. Doesn't matter who they have kick it, Darryl. They're going to. I got that wind at the back and a pretty strong leg. They're going to put it in the end zone.
Yeah, if you can get it up in the air, the wind will do the rest.
Of course, we're playing on the turf here at Cape Central. A lot of times you'll get a little more roll out of that football off the turf. Here comes the Kennett offense out, 80 yards away from the end zone. They start this drive. Again, they're going into the wind here in this second half. Fonda will be the running back, and they go to more conventional set. 4 receivers out in the formation. Ty Jones, the quarterback. Twins right, twins left. From his own 20, 1st and 10, and a handoff straight ahead. Fonda, good hole. Here's Nick cutting to his right, around a man, stumbles and falls out to the 36-yard line. Good gain on first down. That'll move the chains, first down for the Indians. Jared Yates getting up a little slowly after making a block on that play, but he stays into the ball game. 8:30 to play here in this one. Jared appears to be fine. He's going up to the line of scrimmage where he will try to block for his quarterback, Ty Jones, who stands behind him in the formation and takes a high snap, fakes the handoff, and Jones runs. Cuts it back inside, reverses his field. Now gets a block across the 40. Ty will tiptoe out of bounds, out near midfield at the 49-yard line. Woo! Makes me nervous when our quarterback's dancing around like that, Darryl. And
yep, that got him into positive yardage. So
I just don't want to see him get injured on a play like that. When the game that counts is going to be next Friday night. Not that this one doesn't count, but when it's 56-0 with 7:30 to go on the clock running, we pretty much know the final result as Fonda runs forward. Gain of about 4 yards. I like the Kennett coaches coming up with a strategy in this ball game. It really kept Central off stride for the majority of the first half, but that final 4 minutes, miscues by the Indians, 4 quick scores, that blew this game out of proportion quickly. And Indians have yet to put points on the board. See if we can do it here. 2nd and 6 from across midfield. Good carry. Fighting forward is Fonda. Picks up about 3 more, and that'll bring up 3rd down and a long 2 for the Indians. Third and a short 2 coming up for the Indians. Football at the 43-yard line of Cape Central. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Jones hands it off this time to Hollywood. 1st down and more for Antonio. Gets to the 37-yard line. That'll be a Kennett Indian 1st down. Coach Webster talks about their weight program and how these guys are working and trying to get stronger. And all of these young players, you just got to hang in there. There's going to be some brighter days. This has not been one of the seasons that the seniors were hoping for, but every night they're out there working hard. This time Hollywood will lose yardage back to the 39-yard line. Second and 11 coming up for the Indians. We're approaching 5 minutes to play in the ball game. Football back, 39-yard line. Jones fakes a handoff to Hollywood. Now he's running for his life, throws it in the flat, and the pass is complete. And a big tackle knocked down on the play is Antonio Flakes, the tight end. Giving forward progress down to the 34-yard line. 3rd down and 7 coming up for Kennett. Two receivers right, 2 to the left. Jones the quarterback, Fonda the running back to the right of Ty Jones. Needing 7 yards. Oh, hand it off to Fonda, and he's going to lose yardage on the play. Back to the 39-yard line, the loss on the play, and that brings up 4th down. The Indians will probably try to go for it here.
I'd definitely go for it. I mean, at this point, you're not going to punt. You're not going to punt it. I know that wind, you might not get it to the end zone.
We didn't punt it in the first half.
I know it.
so we're not. We're definitely going for it on 4th down and 12 from the Tiger 39-yard line. Let's get us a 1st down here, guys. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Running back in the backfield behind Jones. And Jones now sets in the pocket, and he's going to try to run it. But he's not going to quite get there. Going to be brought down a couple of yards short at the 29-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the ball game, and the Tigers offense back on the field, leading this one 56-0. Again, we'll be posting our district matchup on our social media page. We'll have it for you on the radio also next week. T.R. Baker Insurance, one of our great broadcast sponsors. We appreciate those folks. They're a support of our broadcast year after year. Serving the area since 1966, T.R. Baker Insurance in Kennett. Here come the Tigers with the clock running, now down to 2:20 to play in the ball game. Handoff going straight ahead for about 3 yards. At Class 5, District 1, that is a tough place to play, and that's what Cape Central will be facing. Just getting out of that district would be an accomplishment, even for the 8th-ranked team in the state. That's That's what the Tigers were this week. Three receivers to the near side for Cape Central. And again, a handoff. And again, Kennett with a nice job on the pursuit and tackle.
I think that was Cunningham trailing from behind and came and got him.
Cads played a good game, both offensively and made some nice defensive plays. Another one of the Kennett youngsters. We're seeing a lot of good things from. Football at the 34-yard line, 3rd and 6. What they have on the scoreboard, but that looks about like an even 5 for me. Nonetheless, Cape Central let the play clock run all the way down, and then they'll snap it, needing 5 yards to move the chains. They'll hand it off. Running back cuts to the outside in a foot race. They'll have the first down just across midfield. That'll move the chains, and that should do the ball game right there as Cape Central can take a couple of knees, and this one's going to come to an end. 56-0 Tigers. Daryl's going to have some real quick stats for us, and we're going to check the scores from around the area in our post-game show, and then we're going to pack it up, folks. We'll talk to you again next week, but first we'll have stats from Daryl as our final score is 56-0 Cape Central over Kennett. We'll be back with our post-game right after this.
Hi, Kennett Indian fans. This is Stephanie Pierce with Dubs Clothing at 709 First Street in Kennett, Missouri. Here at Dubs, we value connection to our community by offering a variety of quality men's and children's clothing, accessories, and grooming products. You can also find accessories and gift items for the ladies. Nothing speaks connection to the community like Kennett Indian football. And here at Dubs Clothing, we are all in. Wishing all athletes and coaches a safe and successful season. Roll Tribe.
Senator Jason Bean is proud to represent Southeast Missouri and the Boot Hill in the Missouri Senate, fighting for strong rural communities, advancing common-sense conservative policies, and standing up for personal property rights are Jason Bean's priorities for the 25th District. High school athletics is a positive avenue for our student athletes to build character, compete, and grow. Senator Jason Bean wishes all our student athletes and coaches a successful season. Paid for by JasonBeanForSenate.com, Lana Logan Temple's treasurer.
56-0 our final score as we watch the Indians. They will huddle up with their coaches down on the south end of the field. Cape Central will do the same with their coaches up on the north end of the field. Good news for the Indians, Darryl. It looks like everybody's upright. I don't think we've had any major injuries. We do see one player limping here behind the plays, but there'll be some nicks and bangs and bruises, but that's going to happen at the end of a regular season. Hopefully, we'll be fairly healthy as we can be with the injuries that knock some people out for the season, but start district play next Friday night. How about the stats in this one? I know not a whole lot to add in the second half.
Well, Cape Central had 3 players with over 100 yards, the quarterback and 2 other running backs. Had one that had 49 yards there, got it in the second half pretty much. Kennett, on the other hand, not as good as they have done in some games, but better, and they stayed with them the first quarter and a half, but then the bigger, better team showed its face. But Fonda ended up with 31, Hollywood -6. Jones had 16, 22 yards for Kevin Thompson, and 33 yards for Cunningham. And in the air, there was 49 yards in the air is all we had from Ty Jones, and we had one pass by Hollywood, which didn't connect on anybody. But the Kennett Indians probably moved it as well as you probably thought they could against a team of this caliber.
Well, the Indians will start district play next Friday night. More than likely, we will be going to Park Hill Central, but we will know for certain it will either be Park Hill Central or St. Genevieve. And right now it kind of appears it's going to be Park Hill Central will be our opponent. Other scores, St. Vincent and Jefferson now tied up 28-all. That may be the best ball game going on, but not far behind is that Caruthersville and St. Gen game. Our last report, 28-20. Caruthersville leading St. Genevieve in that one. But Kennett falls in this one, and you can erase the regular season, and we will start district play next Friday night, and we'll have the action for you. Now, we'll have a free broadcast on the radio, but because of MSHA regulations, our video will be a pay-per-view stream at MSHA.tv. And we have to do that for all postseason events, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, softball. And so the video will be available next Friday night at MSHA.tv. Tad will have all the links for you if you want to watch our video. And again, we'll have our totally free radio broadcast on Magic 105, KBOA FM 105.5, and also streaming at kboaradio.com with an audio stream. Thanks to Monty Lyons at the studios, doing great work as always. Thanks to Darrell Wilcoxon, my color commentator, who's ready to turn the heater on in the car. Tad Jones is about to lug all of this equipment back down the stairs, and we'll get it loaded up. We'll talk to you again next week. I'm Perry Jones. Glad you could join us tonight. The Indians will try to get a positive note as they start district play as they go on the road next Friday night. That'll do it from Cape Central High School. Good night.
This has been Kennett Indian Football on KBOA FM Magic 105. Our broadcast presented by NEA Baptist Hospital, Baker Implement Company, and by Farm Credit Services of Southeast Missouri. Other broadcast sponsors include Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture and Appliance, McDonald's, Harris Pharmacy, Glen Sane Motors, Duncan Sheet Metal, Southeast Missouri State University in Kennett, Wayne Chiropractic, Sonic Drive-In, Kennett Board of Public Works, the Law Office of Todd and Atwell, State Senator Jason Bean, American Elite Realty, Danny Glass Sod Farm and Trucking, the Kennett Country Club, the Law Office of Peltz, McMullen, Edgington, and Morgan, Kennett Bowling Lanes, Dubs Clothing, Kennett Pediatrics, First State Community Bank, and State Representative Cameron Bunning Parker. Radio broadcast sponsors include FM Bank, Bullock Furniture, Skeeter Kell Sporting Goods, Ultimate Fitness, T.R. Baker Insurance, Jim Bollinger & Sons Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Plumbing, and by Kennett Trust Bank. This broadcast of Kennett Indian Football has been a presentation of Pollock Broadcasting Company.